We're live.
Ugh.
What's up?
What is
You
it?
are?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, already
yeah,
live.
what's
Okay.
up?
All right, here we go.
All right. Go ahead and start introducing yourselves, guys.
Thanks, guys. We're going live tonight. Get ready for an awesome show.
Give
like
us just
usual.
a couple of seconds
Yeah.
to finish up with this stuff real quick.
How about you just watch me drink my awesome cup of energy drink?
Oh my gosh.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. The gold. The gold. Oh, that sounds like very Scooby-Doo-ish. Which I think they should redo Scooby-Doo at one point.
They have multiple.
Yeah, but I
times.
want a better one.
What?
What do you mean by better?
Just a better version.
They've made like a lot
I
of
know they have.
Scooby-Doos,
I know
yeah.
they have. I almost wish they did a animated version, a better not better than what we've seen as kids,
Yeah.
but a newer version of Scooby-Doo.
Alright. That's fair.
You know, like a newer animated, almost like how they do the Justice League, or like these new movies they're doing for DC.
Oh.
'Cause isn't Scooby-Doo part of DC? Did they do like Scooby-Doo Apocalypse?
Yeah, it's
Scooby Apocalypse is great.
Is it good? Is it good? I haven't read it.
It's like their, because Hanna-Barbera is technically owned by
DC? Yeah, because they're doing the whole DC version of
Yeah, I don't know if
Lex
that's fair to
Luthor,
say
Porky
though.
Pig,
Yeah, they like there's a lot of crossovers, but I don't know.
Jabberjaw, and Aquaman.
Yeah, but I don't know who owns,
I don't
like who
know either.
actually owns Hanna-Barbera though. I think it is DC.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Is it
Which I miss Hanna-Barbera.
If
it
not
Warner
DC,
Brothers?
it's Warner Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, alright,
which
so Warner Brothers
is at the end of the
still-
day
yeah.
it's still DC. Warner Brothers just does
I
everything.
miss. All right, so you
Link
got.
says, "Sup guys."
What's up, guys?
What's up?
What up, links? Do links.
All right. You guys go. So okay.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
If I can try to get through here.
Of the Green Goblin
Yeah.
took a fall.
Whatever, man.
Bowling says.
Green Goblin always takes a fall.
So,
Leanne, how's it going?
hey, what's up, Leanne?
All right. So we're doing things a little differently today, guys.
Okay.
We actually have a structure for this show. We're actually going to be going from 10 to 12 tonight. Going to try to go for that 2-hour mark. If it goes a little over, you know,
So be it.
so be it. But we're going to try for 10 to 12. And for the first hour or so, we're going to be talking about news and rumors and kind of like give our thoughts on it.
Sounds
And
good.
I got a whole list right here, so we're just going to go in order of how I wrote it down. No particular order, just stuff that I've kind of covered.
Okay.
So we're gonna go over news first, and then we'll hit rumors afterward. Okay, so
News.
Ryan Bogart says, "Yo,
Yeah, what up, Ryan Blow?
nice night. Wish kid says morning."
what? Morning. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, the Venom trailer dropped.
Okay. That's all I gotta
That's
say.
all I want to say about it.
Well, and next up,
No, okay. So
What's the
my-
next subject?
My take on this, I did a daily sip on this, where I talked about
Yeah.
the Venom trailer dropped. This is a Venom movie that takes place in a universe where they don't have a Spider-Man. Venom is this
It's almost like
universe's central focus.
so it's almost like they took Spider-Man out. They're
Mhm.
like, all right, let's make Venom the superhero, which he's not a superhero. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Ramos says, "Yo yo." Sorry.
What up,
Yo.
Ramos? What up, my muggers? Yeah, I can't get excited right now. I mean, the only thing it looked cool about Venom, to be honest with you, is his face looks comic accurate. His body looks comic accurate, other than them not putting the Spider-Man logo on it.
Which they explained, right? They did explain it.
Did they?
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
There's a
I'm-
few different outlets that explained why it doesn't have.
Well, maybe you have to eat your symbiotes to understand why it's not on his chest. I don't know. I feel like Sony's like, you know what? Hey, let's make movies of all the Spider-Man villains, but with no Spider-Man in it. That sounds like a great idea. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, John, does it?
I don't know.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a sip of my my drink here.
It's just
very bad, as you can tell. Oh, sorry.
You good? You good? All right. Yeah. Apparently we sounded really far away, so I'm just kind of like scooting the camera
Zach
closer.
is our technical guy here. He's fixing everything for us.
Yeah. All right.
We're
So,
back. We're back. Boo, 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 we're
So
back.
the whole white symbol thing.
Yes.
For me, it's okay. So the way they went about it, people were like, "So if Spider-Man's not in this universe, how's he gonna get the white symbol? Doesn't make sense if he's gonna have the white symbol." And they're like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. He's not gonna have the white symbol." And it's like, what? What's the point? You know, like that's like okay, that's like having a Joker movie in a universe where there's never been a Batman, and it's like, okay, so you're not gonna go the Ace Chemicals route
Yeah.
or whatever. How's he gonna get his green hair? It's like, don't worry, he's not gonna have his green hair.
Oh no.
Don't worry about it.
You know what? He's not even gonna have a white face.
Yeah, he's just gonna be
just a normal guy. He's not gonna have white makeup on his face. No crazy makeup.
He's gonna have a comic accurate face outline, but
He's a normal guy, just like you and me. That's it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's
He
just
tells jokes at a comedy club.
for me.
You know, come on.
For me, I know a lot of people out there are huge fans of Venom. They want to see a Venom standalone thing. I get it. There are people out there that are excited for this. But for me, Venom's always been a package deal with
Yeah.
Spider-Man. I've always wanted to see them fight each other.
Yeah, of course.
Who
I don't
doesn't
really
want
have
to?
much interest in Venom outside that. I mean, maybe Agent Venom, but I mean, even that, like, I wouldn't really. It doesn't really excite me
Yeah,
as much as a Spider-Man versus Venom movie would have.
I almost wish they did an Agent Venom movie, or like a more militarized Venom. You know, where
Agent Venom?
Agent Venom, like, you know,
Well,
which
that's
I don't know
what-
too much
that's
about
what,
necessarily, other because I learned about it from the last Amazing Spider-Man comic 800,
Yeah.
where you learn about anti-venom and you learn about how they got all their symbiotes in the military and blah blah blah. You know, from that point.
The story kind of looks like it's gonna be, because like from the trailer you see that Eddie's like, no, we're only going to fight, you know, we're only gonna fight like or beat up bad guys or whatnot.
Yes, Ramos, I agree with you.
And so with that being said, it looks like it's gonna be a combination of Venom Lethal Protector with a little Agent of Venom kind of.
Yeah.
But
Where he's just I don't want to say a good guy, but he's handling the bad people.
Yeah.
Because Venom's a villain, but the only time he's ever really like an anti-hero or a good guy per se is like if there's another character. So like when it's Venom and Spider-Man, Venom's the bad guy. But if
Yeah.
it's Venom, Spider-Man, and Carnage, Venom will help Spider-Man out to defeat Carnage.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's what.
All right, so how are they gonna explain how he looks like Spider-Man?
They might just say that's how.
But isn't Spider-Man not in that universe at all?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what,
but how they?
what are they
that's
going
what
to
I'm
compare it to?
But what I'm saying is, like,
Okay.
you can't have Venom looking the way he does without Spider-Man. He looks like Spider-Man with teeth.
You mean for the general audience?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
It just doesn't. It doesn't.
Like I said, this is from the same studio that's calling him a symbiote.
Well, I eat my symbiotes every morning, so I don't know.
Symbiotes. But then, okay, so since they've announced this Venom movie, it's apparently like the lesser of the problems because we've since gotten announced a Morbius movie starring Jared Leto as Morbius.
Oh wait, is that Twilight?
It's a vampire movie. It's a vampire movie, but without Spider-Man, it's just a vampire movie.
Yeah, I guess.
And
so.
then they just announced recently a Kraven the Hunter movie. Nobody's been cast as Kraven yet, but they got a writer for it, and it's the guy who wrote The Equalizer 2.
Well, that was fast.
So it's gonna be definitely an action movie.
Definitely,
for sure.
he was involved with Expendables, all those like testosterone movies.
Yeah.
He's doing the Kraven the Hunter movie, which is also going to be, I guess, in this universe. So it makes me think that instead of him hunting Spider-Man, maybe we'll get him hunting Venom.
Venom, yeah.
But
I mean,
again,
I like.
Such a cop out.
yeah,
Such a-
exactly.
It is.
Because now what you're doing is like so Spider-Man's not there, but now what it is you're gonna have Venom be in his stead,
Yeah.
and like
They're
that's-
making Venom the hero,
They're making him the Spider-Man, their Spider-Man list.
Correct.
Yeah.
but again, how are you making Venom a hero or instead of Spider-Man when he looks like Spider-Man, but you're not saying he, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can't. That's the only thing I can't like. I can't attach myself to Venom. Like wanting to watch this movie. Of course, I'm probably gonna see it. I don't know if I'm gonna go rush out to the theaters and see it.
Redbox.
I might Redbox,
Yeah.
Netflix, whatever. But
Yeah.
the problem I'm having is, unless this symbiote or symbiote bumps into Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and he's like, "Oh, I hate that guy," you know, because I was him at one point.
But it would have to happen at the very beginning
Correct.
of the movie.
Correct. I just don't. I can't relate to this Venom because Venom is created by Spider-Man. Like black suit Spider-Man. Spider-Man gets him to fall off his body and lands on Eddie Brock, and that's Venom.
Kind of like maintains a warped version of what
Correct.
it was.
Yeah, he always was. He looks like Spider-Man. It's not some creature that was created that somehow looks like Spider-Man. Spider-Man created Venom, if you think about it.
Yeah, he was.
It was goo that landed on this suit that created that.
Yeah.
That creature, you know, it's.
Yeah, the big wide eyes and all that.
Yeah, if you think about it, like almost Spider-Man's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man was Dr. Jekyll, or I'm sorry, yeah, right. Wait, yeah, Dr. Jekyll, and then Venom was Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, we're just getting a different version. We're getting Sony's version. They're grasping at straws at this point because they're sharing Spider-Man, but they desperately want to have their own universe.
Well, you know what they're good at? Making PlayStation 4s and PlayStations. And
Yeah.
how about stay away from these superhero movies?
I mean, we got an awesome Spider-Man game coming for the Sony.
Well, of
PlayStation.
course,
I mean,
but
you know,
still,
but-
like, I'm just saying in
Yeah, we
general.
do.
It's gonna be amazing.
They're good at games, maybe not movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ramos said it's more like
Dr. Frankenstein and his
his
monster.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Dr. Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, whatever you want to do.
You know,
Yeah.
But you know, again, they're not doing it comic accurate. So how can I like something that's not, you know, as big as I am into comics and like reading it, and I want to see it
I want to see it portrayed
correctly.
Yeah.
Well, if they were gonna do comic accurate, I mean, technically you'd have to do Secret Wars.
Well,
like
yeah.
all of Secret Wars.
Correct.
With like all of these characters. And,
Yeah,
like,
it-
that would be just awesome.
It would be awesome, but
Yeah.
they're not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, even an abridged version of it would
I
be better
mean-
than what they're doing right now.
Well, yeah, because you got I agree, 100%. Like if you did like Secret Wars was kind of like everybody kind of like got to this one place and then started an all-out battle and everything, and then what's it called? What's his name got the suit, and then all of a sudden Spider-Man got the suit. And then the whole, like he was saying that it went to Earth, he got to Earth, and then Eddie got it, and like it was just it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what was
very
that?
much crazy.
Wasn't there rumors at that one point where Jake Gyllenhaal was in that movie called Life, and
They thought that was going to be an
The-
origin for Venom.
Oh yeah,
Venom.
that little
Yeah.
I watched that. I watched that and I was like, I
Yeah.
could see from the trailer and from the film why people thought that, but like, no, that's wrong.
Well, if you think about from the animated show, it did come they did a version of where the ship crashed, like a spaceship crashed. It was Jonah James's son, he was an astronaut.
Yeah.
How I remember this stuff is incredible. I can't remember. I can't remember anything else. I can remember this stuff. And he crash lands, and that's how Venom was created. He leaks out of gets out of the spaceship,
Yeah.
finds the suit on Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's Venom.
That's how that's the original
Yeah,
the
man.
90s animated
Yeah,
series.
like
for
so
Spider-Man, yeah.
good, like so good.
Didn't it?
It's in Richard.
Richard?
Yeah.
Nathan Richard, if you expect every movie to be kind of, you're gonna have bad. I mean, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We're
I know.
at this
I don't
point,
think there's
we're
ever
like
been a movie that's been 100% comic
No,
accurate.
No,
minus animated, minus the animated
yeah.
ones, probably.
minus animated ones, but
Yeah.
Infinity War. Unfortunately, Marvel, anything that's attached to Marvel necessarily has been super good, other than Inhumans.
Yeah, but a lot of it's not
He
comic accurate.
says,
Correct.
Richard said it's Nate from work.
Oh, Nate.
What's
Call him-
up?
call him Snake. Yeah. How's it
Yeah.
going, man?
What do you
Yeah.
call him?
Snake. Metal Gear.
Oh, nice. Or
Super
like
big fan of
Snake
Metal Gear.
Plissken.
Yeah, or
Yeah, or Snake.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake.
Yeah.
I would go for Snake Plissken if it was me. But do you know who Snake Plissken? I feel like you're confused, John.
No, Metal Gear Solid?
Snake Plissken?
Escape from New York.
Come on, bro.
Escape from New York.
Oh my.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
It's oh my god, what's his name? The guy who played him.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Snake Plissken, bro.
Oh,
Escape from LA, Escape from New York.
Yeah.
The eye patch.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, the moment you said
Dude, there's a guy on Twitch that dresses like Snake
yeah,
Plissken
the
and
moment
plays
you
video
said
games.
the moment you said Kurt
Russell.
Russell. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Drink some more of your coffee or tea, whatever you're drinking.
All right, so so this whole Craven, Morbius, Venom universe, Silver and Black movie also in the works, like
Oh,
Silver
the
Sable,
Silver
Black
Sable,
Cat.
Black Cat. Yeah.
Not excited.
I don't. It's not what I was hoping for.
You know what, guys? I'm not that excited. I'm gonna leave real quick. Hold on.
It wasn't what I was hoping for. Because it seems like at this point it's a chopping block type list where every time Sony announces a new villain movie, it's almost like a villain that we're not going to be able to see Spider-Man go up against because of doing it. They're using that villain for a Sony movie, you know, and it's kind of sucks because like I really wanted to see a Craven versus Spider-Man, but no,
All right,
we
I'm
get
back.
a Craven versus
I'm
whoever,
back,
maybe
guys.
Venom,
Sure.
who knows?
Yeah.
But
Well, I think you guys were saying, you know,
Like this guy. He's like this guy right here was saying.
like
what's his name?
What's this guy's name?
Kurt Russell.
The guy that we come to his house every Friday and we do the show.
well, what
Sorry.
Ryan was saying was that you know, Sony should probably look into doing what Fox did and selling over their rights.
John, I totally agree with you.
I don't think it's going to be interesting to see how that deal would go, like Disney and Sony, but
Mhm.
yeah, they should probably look into it.
Maybe they should call us and we set in with them and we're like, listen, guys.
I've always wanted this industry in particular to be more fan oriented.
I agree.
Yeah, open
I
to
agree.
discussion.
Yeah, opening. Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think I know a couple of these guys. You know, they have their Twitter accounts and stuff like that, and the directors and stuff like that. Like James Gunn, for instance, like he's on his Twitter. Like he
Oh, he
reads
sure
everything that.
Poor guy.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, did you hear about that, by the way?
Yeah, we
Oh,
heard.
oh yeah, everybody's been talking.
The cast of Guardians are
Well,
trying to defend him.
well, and not only that is apparently they were gonna they had meetings with Disney, and they shut that down. They're like, nope, sorry, buddy, that's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, Disney's not about to be like, we're
Right.
sorry.
Oh, you know what? We're sorry. We'll hire you back, and then what are you gonna have like 1 million women coming that had rape allegations and like problems like yeah.
But it's causing this whole rift between the cast of Guardians and Disney now, and it's this whole thing. I've been specifically trying not to mention that on the
Yeah.
on like much on the channel because
I know.
I feel like everybody else is talking about is like this whole political thing now.
It is.
And it's just like a depressing thing.
It's
amongst all
not
the
cool
stuff.
what he did, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure they can find. I'm sure they can find someone that could do just as good a job as James Gunn. Take the script and make
Well,
it just
they
as
were
good.
looking at
The guy that did Ragnarok.
yeah, the guy
Yeah.
yeah,
Which would be perfect fit.
Yeah.
Ragnarok was almost comic relief, almost a comedy in a way.
Yeah, it was basically Thor. It was Thor in space. It was
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So why not?
Yeah.
Why not have him? You
Yeah.
know, that guy's awesome. I thought.
Mhm.
Which also, by the way, a little factor on that guy. The picture I have over here that was drawn by art by JP.
Yeah.
That's the guy that he sent the shirt and everything that Chris Hemsworth and him they put on the shirt and sent him an Instagram post back.
That's cool.
So cool. That guy's. I mean, what a cool guy to do that, and Chris Hemsworth to do that.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that's the Sony side of things. Moving on, DC Super Pets movie is happening with the writer of the Lego Batman movie.
That's cool.
Like DC's Super Pets like animated movies. So
Yeah.
like you got Crypto Superdog, you've got You
Is
got
there a turtle?
You got Aquaman's seahorse.
Isn't
Um,
is there like a turtle?
It's
There's a lot. But
I don't know too many
between
other
the
pets of the
between
DC.
well between the Superman pet, like the Superman family pets, there's a lot. There's Streaky the super cat, which is Supergirl's pet. There's a cow, a super cow. There's
Bat Cow.
yeah, or Bat Cow. Yeah, between the Batman family and the Superman family, yeah, there's
you
a
have Bat
bunch
Cow
of
versus Hell Cow?
Bat Cow. Oh god.
there's so many pets.
Hell Cow. We'll come back to you eventually on the Hell Cow.
So
someday.
many pets.
Yeah. So we're gonna be getting that. Let's see. Well, what are they talking about in there in the
Infinity War. Ramos. Well, no, Ramos is
War.
saying what's their Infinity War? Like, how do you cross all these villain films over into one film? What would be that story?
Oh, I would say put them all.
For what?
Make
Wait,
them all canceled.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
It's he's saying what's their like Infinity War? Like, how do you get all these characters into
For DC or for
no for
the Sony stuff?
Yeah, for the Sony stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put Spider-Man in it. That's all I got to
I
say.
mean, that is a valid point.
Nate has some good ideas. I think we should definitely let him direct it because
It'd be cheap.
at this point, like it would improve. I
Massive.
hate Sony's ideas.
I mean, hey, he's promising massive plot changes and way more goofs.
Way more
like-
goofs.
You're hired. You're hired, Nate. You're hired.
Yeah, you got this. We believe in you. Make Sony great again.
Boop, 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 boop.
Hashtag
Sony, we got a guy here. His name is Nate. He wants to redo everything. Sounds good. Okay, Nate, you're in.
You mean to tell me that he knows what he's doing and he's a good choice? Nope. Next.
Ramos says Maximum Carnage, which was a very good story.
Yeah.
True.
I can't get excited. I love Venom.
Yeah.
You know what I love? The new Venom comic, and it's super awesome. And if they did a movie like that, then maybe I'd be in. But they're not going to.
And we got a Venom dropping turds. You still haven't seen the trailer, right?
Yeah, no.
There's a line in the trailer where he tells. Okay, so a going thing
The
in
one-
the trailer for Venom is he holds people by their shirt and then he names off body parts and then he like eats them.
right?
Yeah. And the second time that you see it, he's in a convenience store
Yeah, holding
and he's
the-
like he says something. He's like, first we're gonna eat your legs, then we're gonna eat your arms, then we're gonna eat your face right off your head, and you'll be this legless, armless, faceless thing rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
I don't.
That's
And then he eats the guy, and then he just turns back into Eddie Brock, and the Chinese woman behind the counter is like, oh yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, I got a parasite. Later, Mr. Chang, and leaves like.
Oh man.
yeah, that's Venom.
Was he a rolling
Beautiful,
turd
beautiful.
afterward? Do you think?
That's. I hope. If they actually make good on that,
What if-
if they make him a rolling turd?
Or like an emoji turd
Oh my god.
with like googly eyes?
Oh no.
That'd be okay.
But yeah, so that was like the ending stinger of the trailer. That was like the highlight was that
Yeah.
turd line. Oh, he says funny things as Venom. But anyway, positive news: Sin City movie and TV rights are going back to Frank Miller.
Cool.
Apparently, they were doing nothing with Sin City as apparent as like we haven't seen any Sin City anything.
Yeah.
They had a TV show in the works and it went stagnant. But apparently, the Weinstein Company sold the rights back. Frank Miller has the rights back again, so we're going to be getting a lot more Sin City stuff. I can imagine.
TV
here
shows,
soon.
maybe.
TV shows, or even movies.
That
Like
might
sequels.
work well, like if they did a TV show with Netflix or something,
Mhm.
where they can get a little raunchy and R-rated
Oh,
with
okay,
it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. Or HBO, like
HBO.
look at HBO's doing what the Watchmen,
Yeah.
which I can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be
So-
different for sure.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people did not like Watchmen. I loved Watchmen because it
I-
was totally different. Concept.
Always the conversation I have with that is just it just came out at the wrong time. People weren't ready for that
Yes,
film.
they were more into like, oh, it's superheroes. I want to see superheroes.
Yeah, exactly. You're thinking.
Not getting.
Yeah, well, that came out like 07, 08?
Yeah.
So like when you're thinking Watchmen and you hear superheroes, I think people were thinking like, you know,
Superman. Batman.
yeah, like a light hero movie
Yeah.
or whatever.
It
Like
was
yeah,
dark,
Superman.
man. It
That
was
movie
so
was
awesome.
yeah, that movie was crazy. Like
Yeah.
it was just so
I loved
good.
it. I loved it.
Oh, it's. I mean, it's so quotable too.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I like
Taking lines out of the comics.
And you
stuff.
said the book, like the book's really good, right?
Yeah, the book. Well,
Oh,
the
it's
book
fantastic.
is the book.
Which
the
I want to
comic book-
read. Like
The comic book is literally page for page of the movie.
of the
Yeah.
movie.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
The
only
one you were
thing that
selling at the
changed-
store at that one time. That big.
Yeah, the
one?
annotated one. The annotated that well, I think that one had the 12-issue series in it. Plus, it had like extra information
Oh,
on all
really?
the characters
How
and
much
stuff
did
like
that
that.
cost? Was that like in the?
I think it was like
$50
$40-$50. Yeah.
That's not bad.
But the
But-
cool thing about the comic and the movie is that you could sit there and flip through the comic and follow the movie.
Yeah. Except for the
Oh,
end.
really?
Except for the end.
Except for
the
the end,
ending, the ending in the movie they changed versus
Okay.
what was in the comic.
Yeah, because in the
What-
comic there's like a giant monster, like,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then in the movie it was like a big bang.
Yeah, they blamed it on.
So what with the show itself, is it going to be more?
It's gonna be in the universe of the
Of
Watchmen,
Watchmen,
but
so
it's
you
not
might
gonna
get
be an
different-
adaptation of the comic.
So you might get different heroes in that version of Watchmen.
So my thing is, I feel like they're gonna be doing stuff with the older heroes that we've seen, like the original hero team that
Yeah.
you saw briefly in
Okay.
the movie. I can see them doing stuff with that, but at the same time, like, I honestly don't know who they would cast as like the comedian after Jeffrey Dean Morgan did it. Like, who would
Such
they
an
cast as
amazing job.
exactly? Who would they cast as a comedian?
Or is it going to be more a show like on the people behind the scenes of the superheroes? You know what I mean? Because they got.
Oh, even like powerless?
Yeah, like they're almost like powerless people.
I feel like they would focus on the
Powerless?
heroes.
Powerless was the Vanessa Hudgens one.
Yeah,
That got canceled
yeah.
after like an episode.
You said
Because it was all about the people who didn't have powers, while
Yeah.
the people who had
It
powers
was-
doing
It
interesting
was
things.
yeah. It was about well, her character worked at a company where they created inventions for if you were to get caught in like, two heroes battling and rubble were falling on
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Pop
they're-
this umbrella that you
and
could
it-
only
and it
use once,
saves them.
and it would save them or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
They had Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Yeah,
On
who
the
was
heart.
Alan Tudyk,
Yeah.
right?
But I heard people. Some people liked it. As
Some
far as
people
I
liked
know,
it, yeah. It was,
I never watched it, but
yeah.
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes. I
Oh, this
I
isn't
knew it wasn't gonna do well.
this isn't part of the news, but I don't know if you guys heard, but Krypton, the show Krypton, they're getting Lobo.
really,
Yeah, out of all the things that are coming out of DC, Krypton is the thing that gets Lobo.
that's kind of cool though.
It's so
I might
weird.
now. I,
It's so weird. So Krypton first gets Brainiac, and now
Yeah.
we're getting Lobo, and this is the show that like nobody was looking
is
forward
that
to.
is that a show that you can go back and watch though, like on Sci-Fi? Is
I
it,
haven't
is
checked.
it on?
On like their website or something.
Yeah, is there
I have
where you
no
can
idea.
catch all the
Maybe.
episodes?
Mhm.
Maybe.
Because I mean, the Brainiac they showed looked
He looked great.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
but that's the thing though. is,
I
like,
wasn't excited for it because I was like, all right, well, we're not really gonna see Superman, and they're not gonna have
Superman's like grandpa.
superpowers.
Yeah,
Because they're on Krypton, and Krypton they didn't really have superpowers.
they were all superpowered at that.
They were like,
like
well, they were
with each
just
other,
humans.
yeah,
They
yeah.
were just humans on Krypton
yeah.
because of the red sun, right? As far as I know.
But yeah,
Link. Wait, sorry. Link says who's Lobo. I actually have no clue who that is.
Oh, think of
Wolverine.
Superman, Wolverine,
Yeah,
like
Hybrid.
biker, like
Yeah.
space biker.
or he looks like Kiss. Remember the rock band Kiss?
Yeah.
He has the same Kiss makeup.
like a beefed up version,
Yeah,
maybe.
he's DC's Wolverine.
Yeah.
Technically, like
Yeah,
that's
like
the-
And he's
hints
as
of
strong.
it,
He's
yeah.
as strong as Superman.
Yeah,
He's pretty much Superman with Kiss makeup.
yeah, and like he has like healing, regenerative
Yes.
powers like Wolverine. At a couple points actually,
His guns.
when Superman was like gone, they
he
would
took over the
the
role.
Justice League would go ask Lobo to be, their
Heavy hitter.
like their heavy hitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So there has been times where Lobo has, yeah, definitely.
Did they
Helped out.
say who's gonna play him in the show?
I've not
No,
seen
I don't.
anything for
Yeah,
it
I haven't
yet.
seen anything for it either.
And then I wanted to mention this because we've been getting a ton of rumors for the Batman movie, the Matt Reeves Batman movie coming out.
Yeah.
We've actually gotten an official update from the director Matt Reeves himself. We got a couple quotes about they've asked him about the movie, obviously, and he's kind of touched on it without giving away too much. But basically, the rumor was that this movie was going to be Batman Year One, like based on the comic Batman Year One, like origin story and everything.
Which was good.
which is
Like-
good. But at the same time, like I feel like we kind of got
And then there's the movie too, the animated movie.
yeah.
Did you like it?
The animated movie.
Yeah, it was alright.
So every time I think about that, there's always two things.
I
that
felt
come
like I
to
watched
mind.
it and I fell asleep.
There's year one's the one with where he's like, you know, dressing up as like a bad guy kind of and going to like the worst part of town and kind of like stopping people, and then he gets in a fight with Selena's friend, and then Selena hops down from the window and like almost kicks his butt. Oh yeah, that's the one with. Yeah, that's the one where Jim's wife gets. Yeah, that's a good one. Go watch that.
Go watch
Year One. Yeah, go watch that one.
But apparently, this movie is not going to be based on Year One.
Okay.
And this is a quote from Matt Reeves. He said, "We're not doing any particular comic. Year One is one of the many comic books that I love. We are definitely not doing Year One. It's just exciting to be focused very specifically on a tale that is defining for him and very personal to him. Obviously, we're not doing an origin tale or anything like that. We're doing a story that is definitively Batman, though, and trying to tell a story that's emotional and yet is really about him being the world's greatest detective and all the things that make me, since I was a kid, made me love Batman."
The greatest detective.
The greatest detective.
The greatest.
They haven't really. I mean, like they've touched on it a couple times, but
We
don't
should have
actually,
sung
like
for that.
no like really super smart detective work in the movies.
And that's the
How would you
problem.
sing that?
Hmm?
How would you sing the greatest detective?
Greatest detective.
Greatest detective.
He goes on. I've talked about making it a very point of view, noir-driven, definitive Batman story, which is in which he is investigating a particular case, and that takes us out into the world of Gotham. I went on a deep dive again, revisiting all my favorite comics. Those all informed by osmosis. There's no continuation of the Nolan films. It's very much trying to find a way to do this as something that for me is going to be definitively Batman and new and cool. There are ways in which all of this connects to the DC universe as well. We're one piece of many pieces, so I don't want to comment on that except to say that I'm focused very specifically on this aspect of the DC world. He said during that interview, like he was going to go, like as soon as he left there, he was going to go back back to writing the script because his head is 100% in it now.
Okay.
That's good.
Nate wrote Year One, the Jack Black movie, but in that universe.
With Michael Cera as Robin. There you go. Jack Black is Batman, Michael Cera as Robin.
Jack Black.
That'd be an interesting one.
Every time I hear Jack Black, I think of the Muppet movie. Did you ever see the Muppet movie, the new Muppet movie where they kidnap Jack Black?
Yeah.
And the one Muppet's like, Jack Black.
It's good.
Every time I think of Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
But yeah, okay, so I mean, like, there's been tons and tons of rumors, and like I said, the most recent was like Year One.
Yeah.
But this makes people think that maybe because he's saying that it's still part of this DC universe that they're creating, that Ben Affleck's going to be involved, and maybe it's going to be like a Arrow season 1 type of thing where he's in modern day fighting a villain, and then it'll flash back to when he was younger, 15 years ago or so, give or take, fighting a different villain, and it'd be like flashbacks going from
That'd be cool.
present day to
It'd be
past.
different.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So maybe we would get like, because if it does still take place in this universe that they've done, maybe we get a story on how the Wayne Mansion was burned down in Batman vs Superman in Justice League. You know, like what happened to Robin, like, which apparently is Dick Grayson, not Jason Todd,
Which
with
blows,
the burnt suit.
it blows my
Yeah,
mind.
they changed that.
Why?
It's really weird.
Why?
I mean, that was Zack Snyder's decision.
Yeah.
John agrees with me. Yeah. I don't like that. Like,
Well, I mean, that's the thing though, is like, I don't think we're ever gonna get a
No.
resolution to it. So it's just one of those things like, it didn't
it
happen.
is what it is.
I
Yeah,
have-
it is what it is.
So 2 things to say about that. The Matt Reeves thing is
Okay.
that one, like, if that's the case, Batman Arkham Origins. I would love to see that as a film.
Right.
That was just an amazing, like, first, your first year as Batman, and it just the way it rides out, and it was just a good game, and I think a movie adaptation of that would be amazing.
Right? And it would give you the opportunity to kind of play around with a few villains. Not
Yeah,
just
exactly.
one.
Not just one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because Gotham being as big as it is, you can definitely different parts. Let's say governing gangs are holding up certain parts of the city, and then you just kind of have to go in and take everybody.
Mm.
And then finally, I guess you would have to have one big boss, like the whoever's
Head on,
pulling,
Yeah.
making everybody fight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the second thing would be, I agree with you with the whole. They never show you Batman's mind,
Mhm.
and that's the problem. As a huge Batman fan, that's the problem I've always had with the films.
Yeah.
Like how he thinks, how he.
Yeah, exactly. Like how he breaks things down. You get that in the Batman games. In the Batman games, they like knock that out the park.
Oh yeah, the detective mode.
Yeah,
God.
detective mode and like the way
So
his
good.
mind works.
If you think about it, he's almost
So
like a
good.
Sherlock Holmes. Why not do a how
They
like
didn't show that.
like in the Sherlock Holmes movie how they slow it down and he's thinking everything.
Yeah,
They
steps
should-
ahead.
why not do that in a
Like
Batman movie? That would be
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Like he's rethinking every movie.
They
he's
never. One of the biggest arguments when the Dark Knight movies were coming out was like you'd be arguing with your friend, and they'd be like, I'd be
doing.
like,
Somebody say Big Boss.
you're like you're like arguing with your friends, and you're just like, oh well, Batman's like super smart, and they'd be like, if you say yeah, he made all his gadgets and stuff, they'll be like, no, Morgan Freeman did, or Lucius Fox did, and I'm just like, oh my god, like those movies gave me such a hard time because, like, when those movies were coming out, Batman, you couldn't like educate people on how smart Batman was because all they saw were the movies.
The scenes
Which-
where Morgan Freeman was presenting him with
Yeah,
stuff,
like
and
all
he's
this,
like,
and he's just like,
Does it come in black?
Spelunking? Yeah. Caves?
What if they did
Like-
that the entire time? And he's like,
But that's pretty much what it was, though.
Does it come in
was
black?
He was the cue to his
So
James Bond.
annoying.
like everything they do, like, does it come in black?
It's
Does it come in black? Like everything.
This is a black leather jacket. Does it come in black? It's black leather.
But does it come in black?
I need blacker than black. I, mean,
I only
come
get the
on.
one line in this whole movie,
Oh
so
man.
the rest of it's just grunting.
Well, I was telling Zach earlier today, I would love to see a Frank Miller's Batman Returns movie, live action.
Well, that's basically what Batman versus Superman.
It was, but I want to
that
see.
was my argument.
Yeah,
He wants the green. He
bit.
wants the
No, I
green
want the
arrow
green
with the
arrow,
one arm.
missing
Oh,
arm. I want the
Kryptonite arrow
Yeah, I want
and-
Kryptonite arrow, and I
And
want
then Joker
yeah.
in the Tunnel of
Yeah,
Love.
yeah.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Tunnel of Love. I'll break it down.
I could, yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
mean, that'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
But one thing that
And I
I
want the
noticed
neo-Nazis too.
when they were showing stuff for Batman vs Superman, when they first showed the Batfleck suit, how bulky he was and everything, you had right there was when people divided.
Yeah.
And you had like a third, or like maybe half the people being like, "Oh wow, he looks amazing," as like it looks like just like the Dark Knight, like Returns.
Yeah.
And then the other like half of the people were just like, "Fuck, I hate the Dark Knight Returns. This is the Batman that we're getting." And I kept seeing that a lot online. People were just like hating on it because
Yeah,
they hated that in
didn't-
Dark Knight Returns.
I didn't like. Don't get me wrong. The movies were good, but I personally don't like them because those movies were more. They're villain oriented. It's not about Batman. It's about the villains.
Oh, you mean?
Oh, you mean the Nolan trilogy?
Yeah, like.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah,
I
wait,
was talking
wait.
about the Frank Miller.
We're talking
Dark
about
Knight
Frank Miller.
Returns.
Okay. Sorry.
And
I was
I was
reading the comments and I kind of like stepped into the conversation.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Well, Ramos said that maybe he was trying to adapt the fact
the
that he
Agent
said-
Grayson.
Yeah, storyline where he actually died instead of faking his death, which I guess you could tie it in for the Batman vs Superman. I guess that would work.
Well, knowledge.
Yeah,
Give me
might have
some
been.
knowledge, because I'm not too sure on that.
So in New 52, Dick Grayson or Agent Grayson, he ended up like faking his death.
Agent Grayson.
Yeah, because he goes from Robin to Nightwing to being a secret agent. I forgot of which group. Yeah, I forgot what group.
Secret
organization it is.
agent,
Was it
man.
Chess?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I
only
don't
read,
remember
like,
what.
one
I
issue.
don't remember what group he was.
I'm sorry,
but
when you say secret agent man, like I think of like
the song.
The song,
Yeah, of
secret
course.
agent man.
They
Robin.
Hey, so he ends up faking. He ends up faking his death in that one. if I remember correctly.
Wait, so so he fakes from being Nightwing. He's like, I'm gonna fake my death being Nightwing to become Secret Agent Man.
Like Agent Grayson.
Yeah, he goes to be Agent Grayson. I don't remember where the death was. I think he went Agent Grayson, faked his death, and then.
I'm so glad I never
I don't
read
know, I
that.
don't remember.
Anyways,
No, it was actually kind of
it
good.
just doesn't sound good to me.
It's different. You get to see, and he carries a gun. You get to see Nightwing as not like he's back to being Dick Grayson. He's not really Nightwing. He carries a gun.
Does he have a mask?
No.
No, he's like in civilian.
Yeah, like
detective
he's
clothing.
literally leather combat pants, like, and just a t-shirt, and like he's an agent. Like it's different because that's right, it was Spiral. That's who it was.
Spiral.
Yeah.
Spiral the Dragon.
Skull.
Oh, man.
Guys.
Yeah, Ramos. She does.
Eat a cookie. You're feeling. You're a little weird when you're hungry.
Ramos says if we can get 2 Joker films, we can get 2 Dark Knight Return films.
Point taken.
That's fair.
However, the way the DC's going though, everything just seems like they're trying to go more colorful with it, and I feel like from here on out they're probably going to try to steer away from the Dark Knight Returns type stuff. You know,
probably
because we got like hints of it in Batman vs Superman. I think they're trying to move on to other things. Like I could see them doing Year One more so than another Dark Knight Returns. As much as I would love, because I love Dark Knight Returns. It's like my second favorite Batman story. So I would love to see like an actual like shot for shot like the Watchmen was to the comics for Dark Knight Returns. But I mean, I can't see DC doing that now. You know, I feel like they would go in the exact opposite direction.
Richard said my only problem with the Nolan movies was that Batman was a total idiot until he learned to fight. Then he also knew everything about everything. But even then, that's still like debatable about him knowing stuff. Like he Lucius
He was still stupid.
Yeah, like
Lucius
Lucius and Alfred were, I don't know, man. I just don't. That's the problem I have with like the adaptations with Batman. Like they always get the martial arts like.
Whatever he said at the end of it, everything is like, does it come in black?
It always the action is good, the Batmobile is good, the gadgets are good, the personality as Bruce and Batman is there depending on who's acting and what movie it is. But the mind, you never get the world's greatest detective. Like you never get that, you know,
in the movie,
cold, hard calculating, just statistics. Because not only is he the world's greatest detective, but he is one of the best, like, you know, tacticians, like strategists too. Like the man's always steps ahead, like, and they never show that, and that always bothers me.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he's gonna do with Matt Reeves gonna do, because like what kind of story can you set up that would showcase his skill just like that, you know?
Richard was like, dude thought he could walk up and shoot Falcone with no
And then afterwards he was like, does that suit come in black?
Oh my god. And then he got slapped in the face twice.
Now I want a shirt that says
They come in black.
everything like just have like a bunch of different things. Hey, does that come in black? The words of Batman.
That'd be dope.
But so that's pretty much all I had for the news.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and move on to rumors. Kind of stay on the DC side of things real quick.
Rumor mills.
Apparently, the Flash movie might start shooting early next year.
Flashpoint or just Flash?
Well, the Flash, because apparently they're trying to steer away from Flashpoint.
Yeah.
They're still thinking. The rumor is, they're still thinking about doing time travel, but it would be a more fun time travel instead of a dark version. It'd be more like Back to the Future type time travel rather than Flashpoint, like tired.
Where we're going, we don't need
roads. Put on your sneakers, run, Barry.
We don't even run the future, Barry. We float on like these weird floating hoverboards.
Oh my God.
The Doc Brown in this scenario is like reverse Flash. But yeah, so that's the rumor that we're supposed to be getting.
Sorry for the crazy laugh there. I'm sorry about that.
The Yeah, that's the rumor, is that the Flash is supposed to be more of a fun time travel movie rather than an actual like
That's just
dire
like,
situation.
dude, that's so
super not excited.
I mean, they were so gung ho for doing Flashpoint, and then Batman vs Superman came out, Justice League came out, and people were just like, "Yo, what is DC doing?" So now they're gonna hold back,
Yeah.
which would be the smart move.
Mhm.
You hold back, because it makes no sense that you're gonna do a Flash. Your first ever Flash solo film is gonna be Flashpoint when. One, you don't have all the characters that have to be introduced in that film, and two, you haven't introduced Reverse Flash, who is the main how do you just jump, and then if you watch Justice League, Barry's like, yeah, I speak all these languages and whatever, and then little gorilla sign language or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But
When did that happen?
yeah, when did you? When did that happen? And obviously that's people were taking that as a reference to Grodd.
Yeah.
Gorilla Grodd, which is I don't think that's wrong to do, but at the same time, Barry's a nerd. I mean, he could have just wanted to learn Gorilla Sign Language just to learn it.
Well, also because I have a hard time thinking that he ever fought Gorilla Grodd, because in the movie he also said,
Never fought.
he never fought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of push people and just
Yeah, he's afraid of bugs.
yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
He pushed
Oh
people
god, that'd be
away.
so great though if they set up Gorilla Grodd. Again, I want a Legion of Doom, and they're slowly setting up the Legion of Doom characters throughout these movies.
I'm hoping
Black
they're still
Manta.
doing it.
Cheetah, Lex Luthor,
I mean, you pretty much have a good. Yeah, you're gonna have a good
and
portion
then if
of
you
them.
have a Flash movie, Gorilla Grodd, which he was a big part of the Legion.
So you want the full-on
Yes.
cartoon
Yes.
cast.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and
And you got the Joker as well, and that.
yeah, but the Joker
Yeah.
part of the original one?
Yes, like a side.
Because he only kind of popped up
Correct.
here and there.
The main
the main
guys. The
people-
main was Gorilla Grodd,
Yeah.
Lex Luthor,
Yes.
Cheetah,
Mm-hmm.
Black Manta. I want to say
Bizarro.
Bizarro, but he wasn't like. He was like, all right. So you had those were the main.
Yeah. Well, and you also had
That
Solomon
was-
Grundy
Yeah, but he wasn't like.
and Sinestro.
I'm sorry, Sinestro.
Yeah.
All right, so you had Gorilla Grodd, Black Manta, Sinestro, Cheetah, Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
and Joker.
Okay.
And then the other ones were like kind of like Justice League had their Green Arrow.
Yeah, you have your main team, and then you have
Correct,
a little
yeah.
side,
Yeah,
like a B team.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's what I want.
I'm hoping that they're still doing that, because that's another rumor that they're trying to shy away from that storyline.
Yeah.
The whole Legion of Doom stinger, they're trying to bury it.
Which
And
I think would be
such a missed opportunity.
why not set that up and then have
That was the most
that
hyped
be
scene
the
in the whole
next
movie.
Justice League movie.
Yeah, they
Doom.
have to fight the group.
You have Doom, and then after Doom, Justice League 2, where they're fighting Doom.
Nate.
Yeah.
I think we have the storyline for our first Flash movie. The Flash, save Harambe.
Oh my god. Thanks, Nate.
This goes back in time with some Gorilla Sign Language. Just, they're coming for you.
What's that? Whoa, what a twist. What if he saved Harambe and Harambe turned into Gorilla Grodd?
Ah, yes, because they tried to get him.
Yeah, and they tried to get revenge on them.
Yeah, he tried to get Gorilla. That'd be dope.
Yo!
Yeah.
What
we
if
do.
Gorilla Grodd was part of Congo, the movie Congo?
Congo?
You remember Congo?
I don't remember
Oh,
Congo.
that was a great movie.
When was it made?
90.
Congo with a K, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I know. what you're
Congo,
talking
man.
about, no.
Where they had a robotic gorilla and you never saw Congo, bro? It was ridiculous.
Right, millennials, dude.
Right?
Oh my
You
god.
millennials.
Oh my god.
What the heck? And they went to this volcano and they went inside of it and it had these intelligent gorillas.
like watched clips of it. I've never
It was
watched the whole
crazy,
thing.
dude.
I've seen clips of it though.
calling me out for being a millennial.
Hey, I've seen clips of it.
Damn
Listen.
millennials.
I've seen clips, man.
Escape from New York, sir.
Oh my
Anyway.
god. Just because I didn't remember it at the. Oh my god.
Snake Plissken.
Okay, so next rumor.
Yes.
It's with the one character from Billy and Mandy, the dude with the eye patch, the long hair, the Billy and Mandy, the hunter,
Yeah, kinda
monster
like
hunter.
that.
Yeah, that's who he was based off of.
Yo, okay.
Yeah. I know exactly who
I
you're
forgot
talking
about that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, he was the best, dude. Yeah, their whole Harry Potter thing. It's the freaking best.
For Billy and Mandy?
Yeah. Remember
Isn't it Harry Potter?
I speak partial tongue.
Oh
All the time.
yeah.
Okay, so apparently Daredevil season 3 might be headed to Netflix later this year.
That's what I saw. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, somebody from Netflix was naming off all the shows that they got this year, and they were like, yeah, we got things like Iron Fist, Orange is the New Black, Glow, Daredevil, all coming out this year. And like it's like in passing, like in a list.
Yeah.
They said
You
Daredevil.
were just like,
wait.
whoa!
Yeah.
Slow
Daredevil.
down
You
there!
mean to tell me that every single Defender gets a show this year?
Yeah, that's actually really dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I
really good.
I've yet watched Iron Fist.
Or any of them.
Any of them.
Yeah.
I
Watch
haven't,
it.
I haven't watched
No.
Luke Cage.
Should
I
watch
only-
it.
Which is good.
And I haven't watched Jessica Jones, and I'll tell you why, because I only like Daredevil.
That's fair.
Daredevil's the
That's
best
fine.
one.
Like, he's always been my favorite. As you can see on my wall over there, I have Daredevil #1 written by Kevin Smith, which is one of the best Daredevil stories you'll ever read in your entire life. And I'm not lying about that. Like, honestly, one of the best. One of the big MFs that'll mess with your mind. And I mean a mind F.
Yeah, it has Mysterio in it, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
Boo, 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 spoilers! You're not supposed to know that.
Yeah,
Thanks, John.
I mean, I didn't give away the story. I'm just saying it has Mysterio in it.
It does. It does, and it's a big MF in that comic. So go ahead.
So stuff that we found out about Daredevil season 3 so far is that apparently Bullseye is in it.
Yes.
About time.
So we could also be seeing the return of Wilson Fisk, because I would love to see more of him. He's
Well, of course,
killing it.
Yeah, he did such a good job.
He's
What a
just
cool-
a physically
such a
imposing
good-
man.
And what
Yeah.
a cool like
He's just a big
where
dude.
he does. He's a villain for not only Daredevil but for Spider-Man. You know he does.
Fisk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kingpin, bro.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, but that's another
Right?
thing I can't see them doing it.
Yeah. No, they won't.
Just because that they want to.
Did you ever
it
see
seems like
the-
they want to separate it as much as possible.
Did you ever
Besides,
Did you ever see that animated movie with Daredevil and Spider-Man? It was done in the 90s. It was Spider-Man fought Daredevil at one point, and then they teamed up to fight Kingpin.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Like it's the 90s animated Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
Daredevil was like in it as
Oh,
well.
that's the
That's
best.
cool.
Spider-Man, dude. That's the best. Oh my god.
That was really good.
So yeah, so we got season 3 coming out. I'm hoping that we get to see some changes to the suit, because I always like to see what they do new. Because so the first season we got the black suit with the with just like the
yeah,
eye
the
zero
bandana-
thing,
the zero
which is
suit.
The
so
bandana,
freaking cool.
yeah, which was
And then we got the prototype suit, the
Mhm.
first one, with like the black like accents on the helmet and everything. Season 2 we got the perfect
Daredevil's
like evolution of that
Yeah.
suit. I'm hoping they do a little bit more, because I love the idea of just having like the full red suit with like no black
just
like
red.
highlights or anything,
all red,
just red.
all red.
I would love
what
to see
if
them
they
do that.
do? So what if they
What-
do
The brown and the yellow. Did you ever
the
see
yellow
that?
and red?
Yellow and red.
Oh,
I don't,
brown.
I don't, I don't know.
It was yellow
yeah.
and brown actually.
yeah, with like a little
Was it brown?
Yeah, it
with
was
a
brown.
red logo, right?
No.
There was a red logo.
No.
Yeah, I gotta search that up.
Yeah,
Yellow and brown as far as I remember.
could have sworn it was a red logo. Did that little-
Let's see.
I
Yeah,
thought-
like this one right here. Yeah. Well, that's the one I mean. Oh, well, these pictures are so far.
Try searching.
right there, right
yellow
there.
suit.
Yeah, he does have red,
Yeah.
but it's yellow and like a brown with red in the center. Right there.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this one. This
Yeah.
one I'm talking about.
Well, I've
Yellow
seen
and
him
red one.
once before where he had brown.
Yeah,
brown,
like this
but he had
one?
red. Yeah,
Yeah, you see, but I don't know. Yeah, it could be brown or it could be like a
That
weird
would be-
red color though.
It would be weird, but it's kind of cool.
Well, I'm hoping for this one. This is what I was gonna say. Before we get the all red one, we get the black and red, not the red and black, the black and red.
Yeah.
Where it's more black on the suit, red,
Was
and
there a version
then
for-
he goes
was-
to all red.
Was there a reason for the black and red?
Yeah, that was the dang. What storyline was that? It was a big storyline, and that's why they changed it.
Okay.
But I don't remember.
I love
so.
the yellow though. The yellow looks so cool, dude.
Yeah, but yellow is gonna be very, very interesting to do. How do you do yellow and not make it cheesy?
I don't know. It just looks.
Yeah,
I don't.
like
To me,
that.
in the comics, it looks
Ooh,
cool.
boy.
But
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
But one thing that the Daredevil seasons always have that I really hope that they kind of like expand upon in this next season, they always have those badass hallway fight scenes. That I mean, like like all the shows have a hallway fight scene at some point of some kind. The Daredevil show specifically stands out with theirs.
Yeah.
Because it's always like that one shot, like the one long
Well,
take.
you're definitely gonna get a fight scene with Bullseye and Daredevil.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be hand-to-hand combat or him shooting his bullets or whatever. I mean,
Or flicking a peanut into his throat.
yeah, or like a,
He
a
said-
paperclip.
Ramos says I think it was Born Again, which is literally what they're adapting for
Yes.
season 3. That's the storyline, I think.
I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where they did the black and red, and that one was.
Because spoilers for
That
the end of
was good.
Defenders, but Matt Murdock is kind of out of commission right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for things that happen in the Defenders storyline, the last thing you saw is him laying in a bed.
Had some like
All
chapter
beat up and
or
stuff.
something.
All right, I'm gonna have to go back. I'll have to go watch it before.
And
I
one of
never
the,
saw the Defenders either. So.
yeah, he's you think he's dead, and then he's actually laying in bed. He's recovering in this like this place, like this chapel or whatever.
Chapel or
And you
something.
see a nun say, "Go tell her he's awake,"
Yeah.
which people are thinking, "Oh, it's his mom," who's like a nun, you know. So they're gonna go that whole route where he's like recovering and you know,
Oh, no,
kind of like Born Again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be dope.
for sure.
What a perfect guy for that role they got.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. That dude's such a good actor.
So good, and nobody would have seen that coming.
No.
The guy from what was it? Stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy
Which
from
that's
Stardust.
a great movie too.
Superman was in it. He was the
So good.
he was the
Really? Was it? I remember that.
he was the guy that was winning the heart over with the girl that he originally loved in
I'm
the
gonna have to go
beginning.
back and watch it.
He goes over and like Superman like taunts Daredevil in this movie.
That was
He's-
such a great movie though. Like the whole concept of that movie was.
Oh, it was great.
It was good.
I didn't
You know, remember seeing Stardust?
No, I didn't really watch Luke Cage season 2. Like I caught like bits and pieces of it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's pretty
same.
much. It's. I mean,
I
first
just don't-
season, second season, it's all the same. At the end of the day, you're not his story. Like, I don't know, but I did watch the whole entire episode where, well, Luke Cage has been out for a while, so if you guys haven't seen it, you're just not gonna watch it.
Do you
At this
think,
point.
but
But there
there
was an
Luke Cage,
episode.
do you think Luke Cage eventually will, instead of being called Luke Cage, they'll eventually go to being called Power Man?
Watch season 2.
Is that happen?
They don't necessarily call him it, but they like there's a kid who's kind of like helping him promote his image, and one of the shirts he has says
Power
Man
Man.
on it, and then in that same
Does he don
episode,
on a different suit?
no,
Power Man
he
used to
doesn't
have?
he doesn't really he's
Because
gonna
you know how Power Man had like almost like it was like a spandex type suit, like in some of the shows I've seen and.
Well, he's got
I
his
mean,
he's got his like
he goes
yellow
from
shirt.
yeah
I know he goes
a-
from his yellow shirt like.
yeah hoodie to just a yellow tee with jeans, like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I did
Richard Stokes.
I did see pictures of Iron Fist
Yes.
with the bandana.
With the
on his
yellow
head.
and white
Yeah,
suit,
that's
yeah.
that's for the that's the trailer for next
Now,
season.
if
for
they-
Iron Fist.
Officially go to his suit, then I'll be
Which they probably will.
down to
eventually.
really see because I like Iron Fist.
Yeah, he's dope.
But I want like I almost want like the big.
Oh, the collar?
Yeah, dude.
Nah. Yeah, I don't know about all
Just like
that.
an homage, like I just want an homage to that.
Well,
like,
most recently in the comics, he's had sort of like a track
yeah.
suit thing.
Yeah,
that,
it's like a
more
slim
practical.
fit. Yeah, like a Yeah.
I could see them
yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, but no, I just as an homage, just like have
Yeah.
that just
Oh,
for
yeah.
a second, and then like, all right.
Well, even in Luke Cage, they kind of did
Yeah.
homage for a second. It
with
was
the
goofy as hell.
yeah.
But
This is,
but my thing,
Yeah.
my thing with this season 2 of Iron Fist is that the people who I can't remember where I saw this, but the people who are involved with season 2 were talking about season 1 and how much of a letdown those fight scenes were.
Yes.
And
For-
season 2 is supposed to be like so much better for the
for
fight scenes.
Daredevil.
No,
or
for
Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist.
Oh, for Iron Fist.
Iron
okay.
Fist at the end of the
Is
day.
it slow? Like it's slow in the first season, and then
Well, that's how all of them were.
well,
they're
well,
all
except for
slow.
Daredevil.
Slow.
Daredevil was like amazing.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Daredevil, they're really banking on the action. Like that's what that show is. Because if you were to ask somebody, yo, tell me the plot behind season 1, Bet Money says they couldn't tell you, but they could list off all the fight scenes that happened in that TV show.
Mhm.
It's Daredevil is all action.
Yeah.
That's like the whole premise of that show, and that's why he's well, I mean that's why his show's the best. But I mean it has a good story too, though. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. But
Yeah.
I just hope in Bullseye, I want Bullseye with an actual cowl, not a guy with a bullseye tattooed in his head.
Oh, you want the suit, the black and white suit?
Yeah. And it necessarily doesn't need to have a bullseye in the center of his head.
Well, that's what I was saying. The episode where, that's what I said. Like, I didn't really watch Luke Cage because it's like all the same stuff, regardless.
yeah.
But I watched the one episode where Iron Fist is in the episode with Luke Cage, and they like kind of team up, and you kind of start seeing the
Heroes for
mix of
Hire.
Heroes for Hire, and
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I was losing my mind. I was like, oh my god. And like they're sitting in the chair, and like I said, the kid holds up the shirt and it's Power Man,
Okay.
and he's just like, the kid's like, because Danny's talking about like, well, you've seen what my hand can do, and the kid's just sitting there like looking at both of them, and he's like, Power Man and Iron Fist got a nice ring to it, and I'm just like, yes it does, yes it does. I can't wait for, yeah.
Iron Fist is such a cool character. As long
He is.
as
He's an
long as they
amazing
have
character.
the right costume, like they put comic accurate costume on him, I think it would be cool.
Iron Fist is definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah,
Marvel
he's
characters.
one of mine.
I'm huge into the martial art guys.
Yeah. Daredevil,
Um,
like if I had to pick for Marvel, for like Daredevil was like Batman to me in a way.
That's fine. That's
Martial arts wise, like how he jumps around. No,
That
that's
brutal
fine.
guy jumping from the
That's fine.
shadows.
No. I'm just saying, like the way he moves. He's a normal human. He doesn't have mutant powers. He doesn't have.
Oh, but he's kind of like seen by many as like a demon almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
get
mean. Like he has that kind of like that mysterious thing about him where he's jumping around. Oh, look, it's the devil, you know, or oh, look, it's Batman. If it's Batman, you know what I mean. Like it's a
Yeah.
scary Bat character.
Yeah, no, I can see that. He's
So
a shadow.
I've always
he's a shadow
liked those
character.
characters. Same with Green Arrow.
Yeah.
You know, I like those characters that are just human, that have these abilities to take down people.
Yeah.
You know, look at Batman and what Batman vs Superman, with when he was escaping Doomsday.
Yeah.
You know, like
it
it was amazing.
Daredevil is I like Daredevil. He's always been a cool character
Yeah.
because he is somewhat similar to Batman.
Well, I guess that he does have a mutant power in a way if you think about it, because his hearing.
He's hiding his
Yeah.
heightened senses. Yeah.
And if you go back, he got that from ooze or like
Yeah, the acid.
the acid thrown into his eyes, and it like gave him those powers of hearing.
Which also created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Correct. If you
Freaking love that.
were to like officially go back and
Yeah,
that's
look
how
at
the turtles were created
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
by the ooze, but people were gonna be like they came down from an alien
when
planet.
you watch Defenders. Speaking of Daredevil, so there's this scene in Defenders where Iron Fist and Daredevil fight,
Mhm.
and Daredevil pretty much he wins. That's fair to say.
Yeah.
That would never happen in the comics or in an actual. The only reason why he won that is because Daredevil's the more popular character. You can't.
Well, also
like-
because like the Iron Fist that we have right now really dumbed down.
Oh yeah,
really
he's
dumb.
very toned. Yeah, very.
Yeah.
He's not where he's supposed to be. He like they even said in his show that he's out of all the Iron Fists, like Madame Gal has said, like out of all the Iron Fists, like he's the most like not incompetent, but he's young. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
He didn't finish his training.
Mhm.
He didn't he's not as experienced as all the other Iron Fists, but like regardless, you were hardcore training in martial arts for what, a good 15 years,
Yeah.
and
Still don't know how to control it.
yeah, you lost to no, because learning martial arts and controlling the fists are two different things.
Yeah.
But again, the fact that he lost to Daredevil just like really bothered me, because in an actual fight, Daredevil would get worked. But I mean, he won because he was, he's the popular character out of everybody,
Does he?
which is fine. It's whatever.
Did I don't remember in Daredevil the season 2. Did he have the
Nunchucks?
The nunchucks? Or
Yes.
Like the
he did have.
yeah.
I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah. They turn into the walking stick. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That is good, guys.
Richard's like, we accept you to the Iron Fist Council, but we do not grant you the rank of double Iron Fist.
He's such a good character, though. Did you know, though, in the defense, from what I heard, I forget what I was listening to at one point. They said Defenders eventually was run by Captain America. Did you know that?
Wait, what? Sorry?
Captain America, the Defenders,
Mm-hmm.
at one point, Captain America takes over and runs the Defenders at one point in a comic line.
It's probably true.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
very
that would be
true.
kind of
There,
cool.
Like in Marvel, there's a lot of crossovers with like team leaders and
I think that'd
stuff.
be kind
There's
of
a
cool.
lot of
right?
so I could see that.
You know what I'm most excited for these shows moving
That's
forward?
sad, though. Like that is.
He's like, he left.
sad.
They're like, they
'Cause
kicked him out of the
yeah,
Avengers.
he
Like,
went
well,
from he went from Earth's Mightiest Heroes to street level.
back
that's
to
a
Earth.
that's a yeah, yeah. He went to the crawler, like the scrolls are coming to.
Oh,
He stole my purse. Yeah, like that's really sad.
he can like sit down somewhere while the rest of them like attack the guy with the purse.
Richards like gets bored fighting with Stark and finds a new squad.
That's what I heard, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I don't really remember. It's Captain America. I'm not really a fan. He's
Yeah.
like Superman.
You know what I'm most excited for these shows
That
moving
can't
forward
fly.
is
Yeah.
no more Elektra.
Yes,
No
I
more
agree.
Elektra.
I agree.
Please,
That
no
was
more Elektra.
that was the hardest thing about watching Defenders, because there'd be some on-screen the chemistry. You see the Defenders like coming together, pulling it together, and then all of a sudden it pans over to Elektra and it just yanks you out of that.
Oh,
like the
really?
moment Elektra's in a scene, you're just like, but why?
Yeah.
like.
Because they kept
Like the
shoving
way,
her in.
yeah, because
Well,
the way
how
they,
about this?
every time she walked on the screen, she stole it,
If
but not in a good way.
She stole the scene literally.
Yeah.
if Bullseye
Give me that camera.
if Bullseye's coming into it, why not Bullseye kill her? In this
Like in the
next
comic.
season? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But she
With the-
might be. If you watch Defenders, we don't know if she's dead or alive.
You can tell me because I'm probably
No, we
gonna watch it.
really don't
Okay.
know if she's dead or alive.
like so the end of Defenders, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched it yet, but
Wait,
it's-
wait. Let me do the spoiler alert. Ready? Spoiler alert. All right.
So at the end of Defenders, the rest of the Defenders are out on the street, and these bombs are about to go off and collapse
Okay.
this whole building. And in the catacombs of this building, basically,
I love how you laugh. You're like in the catacombs of this
in
building.
the catacombs,
Skulls and
Daredevil,
Deadpool.
Deadpool, Deadshot, Deathstroke, Deathlock.
Daredevil and Elektra are
Yeah.
like making out, and they both know they're gonna die.
Which is a
And so-
perfect time to make
And
out.
they're hugging and they're hugging and like making out and like looking at each other like I love you and all that stuff, and then the building fucking collapses, and then you see like Matt Murdock is alive, like recovering, but you don't see where Elektra is.
Yeah.
So she may or may not be dead, but they were standing with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
really
it's,
hoping
like,
that a
hard
rock
to-
fell on her and pushed her away.
Yeah, and like just kind of like, yeah, and then shoved him back or whatever to a spot that wasn't getting crushed.
Because if season 3 comes out and Daredevil like like she shows up,
What if-
I'm gonna literally like.
What if
audibly,
at the
like,
end? What if at the end when the nun's like, "Oh, go get her," or tell me
What
like,
if-
it is Elektra?
What if it is the nun? What if she's the nun?
Yeah, what if she's the nun?
I was undercover as a sexy seductress this whole time. I'm actually.
I was
a
taking
nun.
care of you the whole time.
Can we agree to remove secret underground plays from the film tropes for the next few years? Yes.
Please.
Yeah, we can do that. Ramos said something that I really like. They should have said Iron Fist season 1 in the 70s when his character was first created and pulled a Cap 1 where he's in Kunlun and doesn't realize that 50 years has passed since
Since he's been there?
Since he's been there. and then present day.
Yo.
Yeah, that'd be dope. But at that point, you don't need the Defenders. Iron Fist can handle it all. Because in 50 years, who needs the rest of them?
Yeah.
That's a
So would you say Iron Fist is like, if powerful wise, like with his two fists?
well, Iron Fist could take everybody in the Defenders, hands down. I believe that. 100%.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
I think he
Marvel
could.
world?
I think he could take a lot of people on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because solely due to the fact that 1, his ability, and 2, that he's like one of the greatest martial artists in the Marvel universe. He's very, very much so
Okay.
talented.
He could be an Avenger.
Yeah, he easily could be an Avenger.
Avenger,
Yeah.
Was it-
And he would definitely take Jessica. Definitely take Daredevil. Luke would probably be the.
That was
Luke-
his longest.
Yeah, Luke would probably be the one that he'd have
Luke.
to.
Cage.
to
See, I
handle
love their dynamic in the
Yes,
comics.
it's and then they're getting it right in the show, because like in
Maybe
Dare,
I'll have to go. So, would you suggest I go back and watch the Defenders? And
I would watch highlights from Iron Fist, like some of the fight scenes and stuff, because the actual show itself is kind of a slog.
yeah.
So
Oh,
wait
to
for-
Defenders.
The Iron Fist.
Oh yeah.
So wait
I-
until season 2 to come out.
Okay, so had you have watched you watched Luke Cage, right? Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Season 1. Yeah.
So if you you didn't watch season 2?
Not yet.
Okay, so in season 2, in this season that just came out, there that episode I told you where Danny comes in and
Yeah.
it's them throughout the whole episode.
Yeah.
When you see Danny, like you watch season 1, you see Defenders. You see season 1, you see Defenders, and then you see Luke Cage season 2 with Danny. The moment the man's on camera, there's something completely different about his character. It seems like they fixed him. Because the original, yes, exactly. Because it seems like you know what I'm talking about. Because in season 1 of Iron Fist and in Defenders, the problem with his character was that apparently he was too whiny. He was a child. But remember, he got forced into training. His parents died. He didn't have time to grow up and cope correctly.
So now he's,
Yeah.
he's
But
learning all
now, when you see him in Luke Cage, he's
Matured.
matured.
Mm.
And then to the point where like Luke's character is going through something and Iron Fist, and by all means, like when I say he's changed, he had the rights to say what he said. He sees Luke struggling, he's like, yo, you're kind of like me, man, how I was. And I was just like, I don't know if that's a slap in the face or if it's like if you have the rights to say
A
that.
slap in the face or a slap on the back.
Yeah, like, yo, because he just, like, he literally, like, the moment the camera's on him, the way he's talking, the way he holds himself, so different.
I'm gonna have to watch it then.
Yeah, just watch all I did was literally, like I said, I saw
Ramos
bits and pieces,
said,
but I watched that episode.
Ramos said
That was
low
good.
key the second half of Iron Fist wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to
Okay.
get fast.
Yo, the drunken fist
I'll
fight.
probably watch
Yeah,
it.
That was pretty dope.
yeah.
I'll probably watch it.
I gotta say, the supporting characters for me in Iron Fist were more interesting
Okay.
than the main characters. Like the
For Iron Fist?
for Iron Fist, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole corporate family.
I think Iron Fist had. So if you're breaking down all the shows, Daredevil had the best action. Jessica had probably. I
The
want to say
best
Jessica
suspense.
had the best writing. So
Yeah.
due to suspense, I'll say writing.
Yeah.
Luke Cage had the best soundtrack, like hands
Oh
down.
my
The music
God.
was just amazing.
Even I would just start an episode just to hear the main theme.
Yeah, the.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just
Oh,
the theme's
God.
good.
I'm not
Iron
sure if I
Fist-
watch him, I guess.
Iron
so good.
Fist had the best character development. Like the way these like Ward, at the beginning, Ward starts off as a complete douche, but you
I
start
do
to
hate it.
care for him
Yeah.
throughout how the season goes on, and I'm just like, oh my
Guys, I'll be right back.
god.
I'm gonna go get some popcorn while they tell me about the show.
Like,
Yo, Ward that was the most surprising thing I think.
Yeah.
It was like at the beginning you were just like, I'm gonna hate Ward this whole time.
yeah,
At the end,
and
you're
you
just like,
they make
fucking-
you hate him, but then at the end you care about him.
Yeah.
You really care about
like
him.
when
and
he
I'm-
actually like when he makes the decisions that he does.
Yeah,
You
and
actually
he's-
cheer him on.
yeah, and he starts changing and trying to be.
All right,
For the
I'm gonna
better,
have to go
it's-
watch it, I guess. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Watch it for Ward.
Okay.
Watch it for the
Well,
sake
I'll
of
just
Ward.
watch them all. I probably should watch them all just for the, like.
You should
For the
just
show,
you should really
yeah.
watch him. I'm excited for.
I don't know why I've never watched them, but I just.
I mean,
Haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's understandable.
I'm really excited for Iron Fist season 2.
Yeah.
I
More
like,
so than Luke Cage or Jessica Jones. season two.
because I like Iron Fist,
Yeah.
and nothing against Power Man, or I'm sorry, Luke Cage. I'm just not.
Iron Fist had the best repetitive monologue about.
I am the immortal.
I'm the
Iron Fist.
immortal Iron Fist, the sworn protector of Kunlun.
Every episode, at least twice.
Yes, at least twice. in
He
every
says that. He
episode.
says that every time.
So many times.
So many
Wow.
times throughout it.
He says it more times than he actually proves it. Like,
Yeah,
oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to watch it.
Where'd you train? Kunlun.
Why
Where's
is he
that?
immortal?
Where I'm the immortal Iron Fist, the sworn protector of like.
So I know you guys have seen all those. I know you saw. Did you see the preview to Castlevania, the new season coming out?
Yeah, the animated.
What do you
one,
think of the animated show?
right? It was the first season,
three,
yeah.
the first three
Yeah,
episodes.
it was good.
Super short, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this. October 26th, new episodes dropping. I don't know how many, if it's
I hope
3
it's more.
or if it's 10.
I hope
it's
more.
more.
I can't take these little like
Yeah,
toad bits.
Richard's like not immortal. Didn't protect Kunlun. Didn't kill the hand.
What did he do?
He told you his
Story,
his
right?
statement. Yeah, his speech.
But that was my favorite part though, is that you would have Madame Gao, and she'd be like,
Madame
"No, you're not."
Gao's everywhere, son.
Yeah.
Like that's what I loved about her character. Like the moment she got introduced in.
She taught the way she walks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She walks with one arm.
No, well she
She has a cane.
she
and
put
then-
she has a
Oh,
cane,
okay,
but
okay.
she'll put the cane down and then kind of like move her body forward like this,
Okay,
like kind of
okay.
yeah.
was I watching,
Madame Gao's awesome.
She's the,
They had
the goat.
She is. She
They
really
had an
is.
Avengers on Disney XD, the animated show, right?
Yeah.
And they went to where Iron Fist was from.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah.
And they were trying to get, someone was trying to get an item out of the temple there,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to stop him. It was a pretty cool episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh no, Danny, like Iron Fist.
Disney XD, like the Avengers they did for that run they did,
Yeah,
was
pretty
good.
Iron Fist, like I said, Iron Fist is one of my favorite characters. He.
Well, it's, you like kung fu. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a huge martial arts guy, and like it's the immortal Iron Fist.
I'm right there. Like,
Sworn protector of Kunlun,
it was my most hyped show after they
enemy of Batman.
after they released Daredevil season 1. It was my most hyped show because I was like, if Daredevil's like this,
Yeah,
imagine
I
how
was,
Iron
I
Fist
was,
is
I
gonna
was
be.
very disappointed
Yeah.
with the fighting. Like again,
Yeah.
huge martial arts fan. Like I like the cinematography of just all like, and I was very disappointed with the fight scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
For a guy who's been training for 15 years, I don't understand why you're struggling. Hardcore training, and you're struggling with street thugs. Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Well, apparently season 2 is supposed to be
Well, you know what?
super.
Let's write him
round.
freaking letters, John, and ask him.
Dear Netflix, what the fuck?
Yeah, why? Why?
But what was the next thing?
Any other?
Oh yeah.
rumors?
Okay, so the last thing I have written on this thing,
Alright.
X-Men, Dark Phoenix, and New Mutants. Heard a rumor that they were canceled.
Yep.
Then I heard another rumor that
They're
they
back.
weren't, and they have a 2019 release date. That the rumor said that New Mutants was coming out in August of next year,
Okay.
while
Dark
Dark Phoenix was going to be releasing in February 2019. Now my thing is, we've already gotten a trailer for New Mutants and nothing for Dark Phoenix, but yet New Mutants is releasing in August
I'm not
of
excited
next
for that.
year. We've already gotten a trailer months ago.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not excited for New Mutants at all.
it's interesting. It's different. But at the same time, it's like at this point, there's so many other things you get hyped for that I completely forgot it existed until I saw this rumor.
That's fair.
And then Dark Phoenix is something that I avidly do not want to happen.
Yeah.
What if they
so
just scrap
I
both of
agree
them?
with you.
Scrap both of them and be like, all right, we're doing a whole new X-Men line.
They should. There's no point of doing. If you want to do the New Moons as a one shot, like a one-off movie, fine. No point of doing the X-Men film now that Marvel has X-Men.
Come on.
Oh no, I read it. Yeah, no, I read
That's
it.
amazing. Sorry.
You
You were saying.
Yeah, there's no point of doing the Dark Phoenix movie now that Marvel has, Marvel has Fox.
Redo the whole
or
X-Men
the
line.
X-Men one. Yeah.
Redo the
Yeah.
whole
Well,
X-Men line.
which they probably are. They're probably not keeping any of these guys at all
No.
and just recasting everybody.
The only
which
one.
a part of me I agree and disagree with. Some of them you can swap out. Some of them spot on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sansa is not Jean Grey.
Yes.
She's not.
Okay.
She's
I don't,
like.
who would you get for
She's
Jean
just,
Grey?
she's just playing American Sansa, it
Yeah.
is, which is like the depressed redhead.
Yeah. Who would you get as a Jean Grey?
Amber
character?
Heard.
Mm,
She wasn't playing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
I
I
honestly
don't
would
like.
want an unknown.
Yeah.
I don't want some big actress.
Unknown. That's fair.
Yeah, because the first thing that everybody goes to, they're just like, oh, a hot redhead, Jessica Chastain would be perfect. And it's like every time, like Poison Ivy, Jessica Chastain would be perfect. Like cast an unknown.
Mary Jane, Jessica Chastain would be perfect.
Exactly.
No, that's why I said Poison Ivy. I definitely want Emma Watts. Like,
That'd
straight
be,
up.
that'd be an interesting
Watson?
Jason.
Emma Watts.
That'd be a
From Harry Potter?
no.
No, sorry, that's Emma Watson is
No,
Harry.
Are you thinking Emma Stone?
I'm sorry, Emma Stone. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
because
don't
I was
know.
like, interesting.
Emma, I was
Hermione.
thinking,
Hermione.
Oh, Emma
Hermione
Stone.
has,
I'm sorry, Emma Stone. Emma Stone. I'm sorry. My
Yeah,
bad.
that'd be an interesting take for sure.
I think that would be cool. Only because she's a great actress.
Yeah, but that is true. But like, do you think she can do it?
Yeah. I really do.
Poison Ivy's a very
I mean, if we're getting Kristen Wiig as Cheetah,
yeah. You're right.
I really think Emma Stone could pull that off, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Richard says Kurt Russell has the redhead.
Yeah.
We want
We wants the redhead. But yeah, at this point, like I would rather if they start off with this X-Men, I want relative unknowns.
Unknown people, yeah.
Because I don't want to look at them and just be like, oh yeah, that's this actor,
Well-
this actor. With Spider-Man with Tom Holland, I didn't know him prior to this.
He was-
Personally,
he
I mean, he
was-
was in a couple things.
He was in a movie about a tidal wave. That's all I know.
Yeah, yeah, and he was also in another movie about being on a ship at sea and stuff. But
Yeah.
like relatively small
Yeah.
movies, like
Oh,
he was a
both
relative.
movies.
They're
Yeah.
talking about for Wolverine.
Originally, it was supposed to be Tom Hardy. Like that was what
what's his
everybody
name?
wanted was Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't think of his name. It's
Was he in?
He's the son of a director. Oh my God. He was in The Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Eastwood, Scott Eastwood.
His
Oh,
son
his-
as
yeah,
Wolverine.
Scott Eastwood.
Yeah, Scott.
He wanted to play. He's like, oh, I want to play Wolverine. Like, and they did like fans did
Yeah.
what he would look like,
Yes.
Interesting.
and it was pretty accurate. Like it looked
Yeah, it looked good.
as a younger Wolverine, you know.
Interesting. I mean, I'm game. As long as they're good at it, and I would love to see like obviously a comic accurate suit, somewhat
Well,
at
he
least.
yeah.
But
Which
He
we
was in
never
he was
got.
in the
Yeah.
new Pacific Rim movie,
yeah,
and he didn't do too
he
bad.
was
in
in
that.
Suicide Squad.
What was he in Suicide? Oh, he was yeah.
He
a
was
small
that guy
part.
that blew himself up
Yeah.
for no reason.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He blew himself up.
Yeah. Remember
was
when,
the-
when they were underneath the
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he was like,
yeah,
he just
yeah,
pressed the
yeah,
button and
yeah.
blew himself up.
Well, he was a hero, bro.
It's a Suicide Squad.
He was a hero.
But the blow it. I don't care about you. Sorry. That's the end of Sky. And it's funny
I'm gonna
because going
save
into,
my jiving witch doctor girlfriend.
going into that movie, people were like, "Yo, Scott Eastwood is in this. Who's he playing? Is he fucking Nightwing? Is he fucking Dick Grayson, bro?" And then like he's trying to be like extra number 3.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But I could see that. I mean, I could see him playing possibly Wolverine. Yeah,
That'd
you
be
know.
cool. That'd be kind
Yeah,
of cool.
why not?
I mean, he's relatively unknown enough. You know.
Yeah.
Richard, now you're going too far, man.
John Boyega as Poison Ivy or Wolverine. Man,
It's not even
John Boyega
it's not
as
even
Poison
something
Ivy.
like
Comic accurate as fuck.
Who was the guy we're talking about that we wanted to do Riddler? The guy that plays
Oh,
I don't know this actor
Doug
name.
Jones.
Doug Jones.
Who's that?
He played Abe Sapien in Hellboy.
He plays all
Super
the.
thin, lanky dude,
the
yeah.
guy.
He's like,
Yeah.
great.
I mean, the dude who plays
He's unsettling.
the dude who plays Riddler in Gotham.
Yeah, true. That's like the one person in that show that consistently is like fantastic. Yeah.
That's just like, yo,
Well,
the writing, the character develop, like, yo,
But I want like a
such a good Riddler.
like that guy.
Mhm.
He already has a natural red hair. Like he has kind of the red tint in his hair already. Doug Jones.
Does he really?
Doesn't he have like reddish hair?
I thought he had like brown.
Oh, anyways, it looks reddish tint, whatever. Anyways, he has that. He just has that look, that thin. I want that thin,
Kind of creepy, unsettling
creepy,
guy watching
unsettling
films.
guy.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
people, like, I remember when we were talking about, like, one Riddler in a movie or something, a lot of, because, like, Jim Carrey was, yeah, alright.
He played the 66.
Yeah,
Riddler, you know,
I definitely wanted, what's his name? I definitely wanted Johnny Depp to take a crack at it,
I could see that
because I think Johnny Depp would be an awesome
because he
Riddler.
could play that like nutsy. I mean,
Yeah.
look at him in this new
Nutsy
Harry
cuckoo.
Potter, like nutsy cuckoo.
Yeah.
Nutsy
Yeah.
cuckoo.
Grindelwald.
Yeah, I mean he's playing kind of a weird
Man.
character there. Why not do
who's the
Riddler?
other dude?
That was one of my picks too. Johnny.
Yeah, because Johnny Depp is awesome. Johnny Depp and then somebody else, but I can't remember. But the Riddler's not like,
Enigma.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because they weren't gonna give him, because they weren't gonna give him
Well, I'll
the
tell you-
role. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I'll tell you what Joseph Gordon-Levitt could be at this point is the Joker. If you took,
because he looks like Heath Ledger.
he looks like Heath Ledger. If you
He
took,
can't. He would never do it for that reason. I
no,
think
but
personally, he would
why
never do
not-
it because of that reason.
why not have him as a Joker, where they took him to Arkham, and they filmed him breaking out of Arkham somehow, but he has a different look a little bit, not long hair or.
Yeah.
Ramos says, "I want Johnny Depp to play Mad Hatter." Yeah, but Mad Hatter's just too obvious.
He already played that.
Yeah, like that's just and like we know he'd do a good job
I've
at that.
I've heard other people saying the Riddler, like why
Yeah.
not the Riddler?
Because he'd be a good Riddler.
He takes his roles when he does his roles. He takes them.
Yeah. I want I want Joseph Gordon-Levitt to, like, he had his chance and it just didn't work out.
Why don't he be Sandman? He's supposed to do the whole Sandman line.
Yeah. I just kind of want he deserves it. He's a good actor.
Great. I think he's great.
Yeah, and like he just deserves a superhero role.
I like that
I wanna give it to him.
after the last Batman movie when he gets goes into the Batcave.
Yeah, and
I was like,
sees
oh,
the
dude, what this is like? This is it,
Yeah.
Nightwing right here. I'm like, yes.
Credits.
Credits. I'm like,
Why don't you use your real name, Robin?
Oh yeah, I was like, everyone was like, ooh.
Wait, so is he Dick Grayson or is he just Robin? Yo. Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Harvey.
Harvey
Harvey
Quinn.
Dent, Harvey Quinn.
Harvey Quinn. It's a Harvey Dent. It's Two-Faced Harley Quinn. There you go.
It's
No, I don't know. I think they mean just Harvey as the male version of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, instead of calling Harley.
Yeah.
But
Harley Quinn.
I wouldn't want that.
it's hard. Like it's hard. Like it's hard.
You
With
probably
these,
do it,
It's
but-
hard with these Batman villains. Who do you want to be a villain? Like,
Yeah.
we said Penguin. We said Riddler. Joker, obviously. Clayface.
This would be cool.
Yeah, he was almost Scott for Ant-Man. Yeah, almost
Really?
Star-Lord. Yeah, almost Star-Lord too. He gets so close and they just don't give it to him. That's what I was saying. Just so close, and it sucks because he deserves it.
He was almost Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was in the running for that and Star-Lord.
I can see Star-Lord, but I can't see Ant-Man.
Really?
You can see Star-Lord, but not Ant-Man. I'd be
Other
more.
way around.
Yeah,
You can see
yeah.
Ant-Man.
I wanted him to get Ant-Man. Don't get me wrong, I love Paul Rudd, but
Yeah.
I wanted him to get Ant-Man for sure. I don't think he's.
I don't know.
I don't know. Star-Lord just doesn't like as Star-Lord. He's too
Paul Rudd looks
small, I guess.
Paul Rudd looks more like the comic Ant-Man to me than Jordan Levitt or Garrett Winters.
Jordan Levitt Garrett?
Yeah. That's the one. That's the
Joseph
guy.
Levitt.
That's
I do
the
that
guy.
every time. I do that every time with him.
Jordan Levitt. That's
And
confirmed.
That's his
also,
new
he was
name.
supposed
That's
to
his
also
new name.
be,
Jordan Levitt.
there was somebody else he was in the role for. There was someone else Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in the role for, superhero wise, but I cannot remember what it was though. But yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you, I definitely would love to see, if they don't do a live action, definitely animated, is this Dark Knight Metal movie. I want to see an animated movie to that. Make it like, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, Heavy Metal, the movie.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
animated cartoon.
Yeah.
Make it like that with awesome heavy metal like music,
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
with Batman, like the whole metal Batman verse, like.
But they would still use the same art style they've been using for
Yeah.
all of their animated movies.
Of-
All of them. It's the same art style.
You don't like
For
that
like
style?
What, for Batman?
Like no, for like all the DC animated movies
Yeah.
lately, it's all like the same art style. It doesn't like
yeah, but
reflect
it's
the.
changed though. It's like it has changed. Like Justice League, ever since Justice League War, that's that new animation style.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
I mean, I like differentiation.
Oh,
Like,
you don't want it to just be kept.
the same.
Yeah,
But
'cause ever since anything-
Batman Ninja was totally different. From,
Yeah, but that was anime though.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
That was
completely-
meant to be different.
But I mean, like all like the main like
Yeah,
comic adaptations and stuff.
Because
It's all the
yeah,
same.
ever since Justice League War, everything has been Justice League War animation.
Yeah.
Son of Batman and all that stuff. But
That's
like,
what I'm talking about.
it's
watch,
good though.
You gotta watch
Love that
Son of
animation.
Batman.
Oh, you still haven't seen it?
You never seen the one with Talon and all that?
Well, no, that's Batman versus.
Oh, Batman
yeah.
versus. I'm sorry, Batman
Yeah.
versus Robin. You guys.
Yeah, I
saw
saw
that.
I saw Son of Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, Son
Or
of
Son
Robin
of
was
Batman.
good.
Son of Batman.
So you didn't see Batman versus Robin, then, right?
I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's the one with Talon, bro. You gotta watch
Dude,
that.
You gotta
dude.
see that. It's so
You
good.
have to watch that.
Yeah.
That's like.
I just had my roommate watch Death of Superman.
Mhm.
Is he watching us right now?
I've watched it. No, he's at work.
What
Yeah, he's at work. That dude's like his job is like ridiculous. Like he can't.
Miles, the guy that was at.
No, my roommate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Where's Miles live?
Miles lives here. Lives like a couple minutes away from the Oviedo Mall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, like if they came out and did like maybe like an animated, because I know they're doing like Batman Hush and stuff this year. Like I
Yeah,
have a
they
feeling
are.
they're going to be doing the exact same art style for that too. That they've been doing this whole time.
Well, I think
And
Jim
I'm
Lee's
out.
gonna have
So you
something
just want.
attached to Batman Hush.
But that's part of their
Yeah, their mold.
cinematic universe. Yeah, that's that style because since they're building a cinematic universe, you don't want to change the art. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean,
'Cause
I
it's
get
almost
it
like-
though.
It's almost like if you were to watch, these DC movies and they change, knowing that we wanted to change at some points, but they change what you like, and then you're like, what the hell? Like,
That's
this
fair
looks
enough.
shitty,
I mean,
you know?
They were to do
Well,
Batman Hush in like
'cause-
like Paul Dini, like the Batman animated series.
That's what I was thinking. Like with the
I'd lose-
hand drawn,
yeah,
like
I'd
hand
lose my
painted
mind.
backgrounds.
I would lose my mind. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
So
That
that
would
would
be
be
cool.
cool. That would be cool.
Because a lot of the art style, like the one thing that I love the animated movies that they do nowadays. You know,
Yeah.
the post Justice League War movies, but it all feels so stiff the way they do it. Like they'll be sitting there and just kind of like their arm will move and like their mouth is still moving, but their body is completely stiff. You know, and it's like I feel like these animated movies used to have a lot more emotion
Okay.
in them. You know, but I feel like all this art style is always just so stiff.
So stiff.
And so I don't want to see that for Hush because Hush is a constantly moving storyline where just like it's constantly going.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want it to just be like another stiff.
More than likely it is though.
I know.
Which I don't know because if they do Hush.
Oh, they're doing Hush.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they do Hush, and then from Hush they go to, what is the storyline I'm thinking of? They do the whole Hush storyline. So like you have the Hush storyline, and then after no, I don't even remember. It's Hush, and then you have like the Heart of Hush or something like that, where he tries to take Catwoman's heart or whatever. I don't know if like it's been a while since I've read that
I don't know.
storyline.
I haven't read Hush yet, so I'm
Oh,
gonna get on it.
you
I have it
should
over
really
there.
watch it because it was really.
Well, I got
good.
over there.
Hush,
Really
not-
read
not
it.
the opposed
I have it
to-
over there, so I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
really good.
Like that's the one time that I think that if they ever made it into a live action movie, I'd be okay with Michael Bay directing it, just because it's so bombastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's the constant like action scene. Yeah.
Which I'm excited for. You talk about like the animated stuff. Death of Superman's coming out next week to rent. I mean, you can get it digitally now, but
You
to
can get
rent.
it digitally here.
I
Yeah.
don't want to buy
There's
it.
a bunch of websites like Vudu. You can already buy it on Vudu.
I want to rent it though. I don't necessarily want to buy it.
Oh no, if you see it, you're gonna want to buy it.
Well, I'll wait until because I usually wait until it comes out. of
They dropped I think they dropped a little teaser trailer for the Reign of Superman, which is the next
Oh yeah.
following
Yeah.
movie, and like it looks good.
Does he have the long hair?
I don't even remember if they show you him.
They show all the Superman.
Yeah, they show all the Supermen. They
Yeah.
don't show you Superman
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
And I don't like
Because that's a big thing with Death of Superman when he comes out of that grave with his
Yeah.
long hair.
everybody's
That's the whole thing I was telling you about.
everybody's good.
Yeah.
Like everybody looks good, but I like Superboy, but I like classic, 80s, 90s Superboy. Like I like from Reign of Superman with leather jacket. Looks like George Michael.
Yeah.
Like with the earring and then
Yeah.
the one earring and like leather
Bad
jacket,
boy.
the glasses,
Yeah,
and then looks like like a George Michael character. And that's the Superboy. I like this
Not the black
Superboy.
shirt jock.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like from Young Justice, nah, that's
Yeah.
not my Superboy.
No, but from the Death of Superman, like Doomsday looks comic accurate with that suit.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
Like
It's,
the
like,
green
really good.
suits. He's fighting all the trailer I see. He's fighting all the Justice League, and like as he's fighting them, like the suit starts to break. Like
Yeah.
part of the suit starts
All the
breaking, and you
explosions
see
and stuff.
like the Doomsday underneath.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like
Richard says metal. ... Gear.
We mentioned Dark Knight's
metal. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Metal
Dark
Gear.
Knight's
I
Metal
really want. I seriously really want a Dark Knight Metal animated movie,
Mhm.
or a live action. I mean, if they could do a live action, that'd be amazing.
Speaking of live action Metal and Metal Gear, they're
Yeah.
making a live action Metal Gear movie.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they started showing like some stuff about it or whatever. So
Okay.
here's to hoping that's an actually good
movie.
video game movie.
It should be. I wouldn't see. But like, I don't know how you would mess that up per se, because literally it's a spy movie. Like it's a spy / military /
Are they gonna have the?
Like I don't see how you can mess it
What's
up.
the guy in that Metal Gear that has a sword and?
Raiden,
Yes.
that'd be. I mean,
That guy's
that'd be great.
badass.
I loved him. Yeah.
I wanted to get that like when I had the Xbox One. I wanted to just to get that game where you play as him and you just hack and slash all the robots.
Oh yeah, the watermelon slicing simulator.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, from Ninja?
Basically. Yeah, Metal Gear Rising,
Yes.
Revengeance.
I never
Yeah.
got it, but
Yeah, it was crazy. No, that was it. That was
it.
pretty much everything from like news and rumors and everything. I just figured we'd just spend the rest of the time up until 12 just kind of talking about what we want.
or if they have any
No.
questions, if you guys have
Yeah,
any
you got
questions at this point,
Do you guys have
shoot
any
'em my
questions
way.
for us? For sure. But yeah, like what do you guys think about like all these things, like Daredevil season 3 potentially hitting later this year?
Iron Fist season 2.
Yeah.
Any animated stuff we talked about, or if you have any questions on any new anime that's out, let us shoot it at us. Maybe John knows more about it than I would.
Are you excited at all for any of these X-Men movies that may or may not be canceled?
If they reboot X-Men, yeah, I'll be excited for it. I'm not excited for New Mutants because it looks like a horror movie,
That's exactly what it is.
and I don't like it.
I just don't like it. And that's that.
Because how is that a mutant? How is that an X-Men movie?
Well,
Are they supposed to be
Well, New
scary?
Mutants aren't X-Men per se.
Yeah, but are they supposed to be scary?
The New Mutant story, well, yeah, a little bit. New Mutant storyline is like really messed up.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
see, I don't know too much.
Because you
about
also
it.
get the first appearance of issue 25, 26 is like the first appearance of Legion. And when Legion gets in that comic, it goes so far left it's not even funny.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. When's the last time any of you didn't have a beard?
Oh man,
Oh,
I was born with mine. So,
I was 10. No, I'm just kidding.
I think mine was maybe a year ago. I shaved it off.
Ooh.
Maybe even less. I shaved it off.
I have an answer for you, Ramos. Ramos says, who would you cast for the next Fantastic Four film? if you haven't seen it already, there's already a pretty good casting already. John Krasinski.
Krasinski.
I can
from
never
the
pronounce his last
from
name
the
right.
Office, Jim
From
the
Jim
Office.
from The Office as Mr. Fantastic. His wife Emily Blunt as Sue.
Sue Storm.
Zac Efron as the
John
Human
Storm.
Torch, and then the
Thing could be
thing
whoever.
was people were saying John Cena. The Thing,
Oh.
yeah, you need more of a voice per se, not really yeah, because he's all CGI anyway.
I
so.
can see that,
That
John
beefy
Cena.
Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to have a nice, Brooklyn, all-American accent. So that's the list, and I agree with that list.
Dr.
So
Doom?
hardcore. If you go on Google and type in, John
Krasinski.
Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, there's a great
Jordan
great,
Levitt.
great Photoshop pictures of him. Great Photoshop pictures of him,
Yeah.
his wife, and Zach as
What
those
about
characters.
what about Doctor Doom?
Oh, no one has said anything for Doctor Doom. Me personally, I don't have any. The guy who played Doctor Doom in the original ones
That's
was
where
fantastic. He was such a when you looked at him, he was Doom. He looked evil. He was menacing.
Now, what if I propose this?
Okay.
Christoph Waltz.
Don't know who that is.
He was the bad guy in Inglourious Bastards.
Django Unchained, his partner in Django Unchained, the little German dude. His voice would
We're
be
searching people up right now. Bear with us.
awesome. Django.
Christoph Waltz.
That guy.
Middle.
Oh, he's too old. Yeah, I can see why you say that though, but yeah, he's way too old though.
Well, he looks old in that picture.
He's 61.
Who cares? You don't have to have a.
He ain't keeping up with the Fantastic Four.
Bro, he's
He
in a.
can barely keep up with.
I don't want to see his human face. I want to see Doctor Doom with the mask. But I didn't care. His voice is what I care about. I can care less about the person's face. Doctor Doom wears the whole helmet, everything.
Yeah, but not all the time though.
Bro.
He's almost in and out of suit like
No,
Iron Man
I don't want that though. I want Doctor Doom in the suit
all time.
at all times, and all you hear is his voice.
Well, then it's gonna be very hard to do the beginning of the movie.
Have you ever heard his voice?
Yeah, from the Glorious.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, Glorious Bastards. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that his voice wise, it would be perfect.
But you still have to see his face eventually somewhere along the lines.
You don't see, but the thing about Doctor Doom though, his face is messed up.
Well, remember, it's gonna have to be somewhat of an origin film. You're gonna have to see the beginning, and you're gonna have to see this dude's
Why not?
face.
Well, they could CGI the shit. I don't know.
Come on. Well, if that's the case, we're going voices. Then let me think.
I don't know who
Who's a
else.
good menacing
I mean, I
voice?
just like his voice. What about the guy from Country for Old Men?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. No Country for Old Men. What's his name?
I don't
know.
remember his name. Sorry guys, we're looking up some. There he is. That guy. You just passed him.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem.
He played the bad guy in James Bond as well. The
Yeah.
real creepy bad
He was
guy.
my first pick for Craven.
That'd be a good Craven too.
Great.
I think. This dude, Garrett Dillahunt, always plays a bad guy, and his voice is I can see that. His voice is I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Morgan Freeman
Why not
As
have?
Dr. Doom.
as the voice of Doom.
Why not have? All right, so you have a guy that has a good-looking face, but you use that guy's voice.
The voice of Megatron.
Oh.
I was talking to someone about He-Man
What?
today
We
about.
couldn't see him if it was JC. He's in Runaways. I was shook when I saw him. Are you talking about James Masters, who plays Spike from Buffy?
Ah,
He would be a Doom. I think he'd be a good Doom.
yeah.
James Masters, especially the way he looks now, he doesn't have that narrow face. He has a more wider face. Like, I think he'd be a good Doom.
I just want I want that foreign voice that Doom has. He's from Latveria. Like, he has
Yeah.
to have that.
And he has the accent and
Accent,
everything.
man.
Yeah. Ramos says the voice of Megatron.
Megatron.
Let's get weird with the mixed Fantastic Four with the Fast and Furious franchise.
No.
I don't know.
We're all
how you would
family.
do that.
We're all family, bro.
Family.
We're family. Here, have a Corona, Doctor.
I wasn't able to.
Hey, pass the beans, Doctor Doom.
Have a Corona, Dr. Doom.
Yeah, the 2005 Doom is in Runaway. He plays the
Oh, okay.
the dad.
What if Doctor Doom? What
The
car would he
light
drive in
chick.
Fast and Furious?
Doctor Doom.
Yeah. What would it be like? The Doom Mobile?
Yeah, probably.
Would it have magic abilities?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
He would ride a Doombot's shoulders. Onward.
And he can go 12 parsecs.
Oh, God. You mean to tell me he did the Kessel Run
The Kessel
on
Run,
the
12
shoulders of a
parsecs.
Doombot? 12, less than 12 parsecs?
I mean, if he like magically glued himself to the bot. Oh no, I'm good. My good sir.
Cookies?
I'm good. I'm gonna have another coffee here.
Oh, cookies.
Any other questions, my friends?
Questions.
Questions. This is the QA moment.
No.
Counting down. Would you like a coffee, John?
Oh no, I'm good, dude. I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh, one thing that we didn't talk about.
Yes. Cookies.
The Punisher series.
Oh.
Oh, is that
Did you guys watch it?
season 2? I'm almost done with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you watch The Punisher? On Netflix?
No, I didn't watch it. I already know his backstory. I know his backstory well enough to where I don't want to watch a military and
It's
from
good,
what I
though.
gathered,
It's
it was a
good.
very the fight scenes were good. I watched all the fight scenes,
Mm-hmm.
but it was it's Punisher, it's revenge, military, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that all before. Everybody has.
The
so
comics,
it's
the
really-
comic's really good. The comic book. They're about to start a new Punisher line, or starting from 1. So it's just finishing off where he's this last comic. I haven't read it yet, but he's fighting Tony Stark.
Oh.
He's in the War Machine, or
Yeah.
Punisher War Machine,
Mhm.
and he's fighting Iron Man. So we'll see what happens in that one.
He's awesome.
Check out the weekly spill for that one. I'll let you know.
Rainbow says, have you ever seen the original plans for the 2015 Fantastic Four? They forced the writer to change it and then cut out most of the changes he wrote. I mean, I know a couple people who like the 2000. I know a lot of people who like the 2015 Fantastic Four.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know one.
You mean the one with
With Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh no, I didn't like that one.
Miles Teller was
I didn't even
Scott
watch it.
Adkins. Ramos is by far one of my favorite martial artists, but his acting skills are not up to par with his fighting skills. He's always like a side character or like a henchman, or even in his own movies, like his movies are like D-ranked films.
Yeah.
Like they're not like, no man.
Like,
and
no,
then
man.
and that'd be just a waste of Scott Adkins' skills, because Doctor Doom doesn't like martial arts,
No.
right? Like he doesn't.
Doctor Doom is magic, man. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people, he's very underrated. A lot of people don't understand. Like he's almost invincible.
Give or take.
He
It's
had-
magic.
He's God Doom, yeah.
Magic, and oh yeah, God.
when he
was, oof.
none of that. At one point, he had the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
So can you imagine Doctor Doom with the Infinity Gauntlet?
Who was it? Okay, so God Doom pulled the spine out of, what was it, Thanos?
Did he?
It was some like
Thanos was talking to him and he just like reached into him and like pulled his spine out. and he just like his armor just collapsed, and he was just like, "That's enough out of you."
How amazing would that be?
It's
Like
unbelievable.
Infinity War.
Doctor Doom is dope.
The second movie of Infinity War, Doctor Doom shows up because now Marvel has rights to it.
Mhm.
He shows up and he like I said, I was telling Zach one time, I was like, how awesome would it be like at the end of the movie, it's the post credits whatever, and you see Thanos, he's just sitting there like with his gauntlet. Doctor Doom punches through his chest, kills him, and then reaches and grabs the gauntlet, and puts it on his arm, and that's it.
Brilliant.
I mean, he fought Black Baron in the Civil War Part 2. Yeah, no, you're right, but people are not. Ramos, you were correct, but people aren't like. I don't know, like when people think Doctor Doom, they don't think. You know.
What?
Yeah.
Let me see that. Dude, that's awesome.
I mean, they
That
just don't
appears
think.
untrue.
They don't think. They just don't think Doctor
He's
Doom is
just
fighting.
like Thanos
I mean, don't
is
get me
like a
wrong, dude. Scott
little
Adkins, I
bitch.
love
He's
Scott
like-
Adkins. That's my dog. But like, I don't know.
Dude, he ripped out his whole bone structure. Look, you see his pelvis and everything. Sorry, Thanos.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that forgot that the movie's holy shit.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean like, I have more stake in X-Men personally than I do Fantastic Four, but I would love to see Doctor Doom done justice.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see them actually make Doctor Doom
First
terrifying.
one, the original Fantastic Four movies, he was
Better than
the
new
actor
one.
was good.
I just don't like. I don't
I
like.
don't know.
I want to see him with the metal mask. Like he's more menacing with the metal mask than he is with it off. Because with it off, it's like, all right, you're a normal person.
Yeah,
Like to me, that's a normal person. I know he's not, but you know what I mean. Like with the mask on, with the hood over his head, and like his, if he has the his actual things with the missiles shooting out and like the magic.
I mean honestly, anything
on.
they do, it will be better than the chrome poop that we got in 2015.
Yeah.
Like
The chrome poop. the poop that had like kryptonite lines in it and stuff.
fucking Doctor Poop. Like,
Wow.
Dr. Poop.
I don't know.
Any other questions, guys?
Oh, did we hit it R right there, John? You like?
next,
Yeah.
next
said
topic.
we said
Had to
Dr.
move- had to
Poop.
move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I've watched it. So I watched it recently. Actually, I think I
The
watched.
newest one?
Yeah, the newest Fantastic Four last year. I had never watched it.
Mm.
And it's not because people said it was. I could care less about people's opinions on stuff, but
Yeah,
it's just I just didn't ever get the time to watch it. So I watched it, and then I watched it again, and I was just like, okay, like I can see why people didn't like it, but at the same time, certain aspects of it were okay.
The beginning half of the movie was fantastic. The build up to getting into like space and everything, and
Their
like
powers.
building the machine and like working together and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was once they got their powers, and then it just did like that 1 year later, and they skipped all like the cool like learning to use their powers and stuff. They just skipped all of it, and then suddenly they just have like Doctor Doom's back and then
Chrome Poop by Google. Jesus.
I went to the store and I bought it. They had like a 6-pack, some big ones.
I asked a valid question.
Yeah, it was how did you?
How'd you get such a big wiener?
Yeah,
What? Who was that?
It's small.
that's Molly.
Oh.
It's Molly.
Oh. Well.
I love you, Molly. It's my wife. Just so you guys know. Not some random person asking me.
How'd you get such a big wiener? I
my
grew it. I don't
Okay. I was born this way.
know. I was born this way.
Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, so a lot of cool stuff's happening, a lot of
God, my head
questionable
is
stuff.
shiny.
I'm not excited about Venom, but I am excited about Daredevil season 3.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah.
I'm excited. Daredevil season 3 as well.
And then
Yeah.
Iron Fist season
Iron Fist
2.
2, right?
But whatever Marvel's got planned for X-Men, for sure.
Yeah.
Like-
Please, Marvel, please put them in their accurate costumes that we've seen in comics.
Do Storm justice.
Storm Justice.
What's wrong with Storm?
I mean, she's always seems more powerful in the comics than they ever really made her in the movies. She was
It's almost
kind
like
of
she was a side.
But they didn't
Counselor,
want. Yeah, but
basically.
they also didn't want to like OP her though. So,
That's
like,
true, yeah.
make
Yeah.
her, like, OP.
Like I want
She's
Wolverine as costume. I want
Which costume?
his actual costume that he throws on with the mask
Which
and everything,
color?
the brown and yellow.
Oh, you want the OG costume?
Yeah, man.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
I could see them doing a variation of it. Like, I would love to see at least maybe if they don't want to do the brown and yellow, maybe black with a lot of yellow. Just
Or that,
just-
yeah, or
people
that,
just
yeah.
want to see yellow.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't. As long as there's the yellow in it with the
It's crazy.
the thing.
jeez. The disapproval.
Disapprove of.
It's internal approval.
I want to. I want to see. I want to see Cyclops with his blue and yellow goggles.
Oh yeah, like the visor with the
Yeah. I like
with or without the cowl.
I'll do both. Either one.
Yeah.
Because the '90s was without the cowl and he had the hair
Mhm.
with the yellow goggles.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a half cowl, almost like a where
Yeah.
they just cut the top off.
Yeah, which is the one that I grew up with. You know, that's when I remember,
'90s,
yeah.
the '90s, it was cool.
Yeah.
Ramos says, do you like the individual unique suits for the X-Men, or they're more standardized X-Men suits?
I have an opinion.
Go.
I prefer the individual suits because the X-Men is all about
Being-
embracing the
yeah.
powers that you have and using them to your advantage. So the suits would represent your uniqueness.
Yeah.
You come together as a team. You
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
to visually come together
Yeah.
as a team,
Because you don't.
in my opinion.
It's about being different and being like just wearing blue and yellow or whatever color suits. It's conformity, which they were
Yeah.
not about
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
I mean, you don't see like the Avengers having different suits. They all have their own. I mean, you don't. I mean, not the same suits.
Like matching like Fantastic Four unitards.
Not fantastic. I'm saying
Yeah.
Avengers. Like they're
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
They're
That's
all
what I'm
different.
saying.
They're all different suits.
Yeah.
Unless you go watch Disney XD and they have like the Hulk has like pants that has.
Well, yeah, they all have like
Avengers on
oversized,
the
like
side or
Avengers
something,
Under
yeah.
Armour.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want. I want Wolverine with the yellow. I want Cyclops with the blue yellow. I want Rogue green yellow.
The green, you know? Oh, you want 90s Rogue.
Yeah, bro. Like that.
Mhm. With the long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the individual
Jinx,
suits.
Jinx with the yellow coat and the I don't know what color shirt she had underneath the yellow coat.
Is pink.
Pink, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Jubilee.
Yeah, you mean Jubilee. Yeah, yeah.
Not
he's-
Jinx. What am I thinking? Jinx.
I don't
Wasn't
know.
there a
Jinx is Titans.
Yeah, with the pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's pink blood or something.
All right,
Yeah.
Jubilee. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Jubilee,
Jubilee,
for sure. They need to-
Jubilee is one of my
With the
favorite
glasses,
characters.
with-
Yes, right.
Yeah, and
With the
she.
glasses and
I
stuff?
don't like how they don't. They had her in these new X-Men movies. She's in there, and they don't. She doesn't do
Yeah, me and
anything.
Zach talked about that like a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just I like the individual suits for sure. It was better to
Yeah.
It was based on your like Dazzler, for instance,
Yep.
out here in like all white, sparkly.
She would not be matching the rest of the
Yeah,
team,
like she would be like Professor Xavier would be like, yeah, you have to wear this. She'd be like, yeah,
No.
Dazzler is the name.
Not conformer.
Yeah.
No, like
But it was just like all white bell bottoms and then roller skates or something, like white roller
Yeah, it
skates.
was
Yeah.
Crazy.
And she that's what it
and
was.
then Nightcrawler, with his obviously his red.
Yeah,
and
Nightcrawler just had a bunch of different suits.
That was the thing that we talked about recently. Was like in the set photos for Dark Phoenix, they have all the matching black with the yellow X suits. But at the end of Apocalypse, they had individual suits that everybody was hyped
Yeah,
for.
everybody was
But now they're going back to conforming to the same.
Well, I just don't like my personal thing with the X-Men movies. I'm sick and tired of them doing Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
They tried it the first time around.
Yes.
Nope. They're gonna do it now, and it's still gonna be a no
Well,
from me.
You
Because
guys have
they
been clamoring for it.
They keep skipping.
But if they do,
She doesn't just get the Phoenix power, realizes it's there,
it's in
use it,
Yeah.
and then turn evil. She had a whole gap of time where she's good, and then
Yeah.
due to the Hellfire Club and Emma Stone
Yeah,
and then Emma Frost messing with her, like
That's what
that's
created
what
the Dark
that's
Phoenix.
what started turning her and stuff like that. And they just continue to skip over the Hellfire Club like it's nothing.
Which the Hellfire Club eventually turns into, like, you see the other space, where the Dark Phoenix from. You got the Gladiator. You got all the alien
old
races.
school, the
like,
X-Men. Yeah,
that's what I said. If they do Dark Phoenix, are they gonna have the Gladiator and all the different the race she's from?
Yeah,
and it's probably not. So.
And then, well, they mentioned I don't know if you guys watch The Gifted, the like X-Men Gifted show. They do the Hellfire Club they mentioned it. Yeah, it's in there. Like they have 4 running members and stuff.
I mean, that's how they created.
Thanks, Link.
What did Link say?
Gotta go. Nice job tonight.
Thanks, Link.
Said it was fantastic, just like the Fantastic Four. Only you guys are the Fantastic Three.
Yeah, and Richard says Ramos is the Fantastic Four.
Thanks, Ramos.
Nice.
Ramos is one of the original muggers.
The OG mode.
The OG mugger.
Is Professor X British in the comics?
Do they ever specify in the comics, or is it just kind of a given?
No.
Like.
No. I mean, they never. I don't remember them ever saying he's from.
Yeah.
Do you, John?
I don't know.
I mean, from the cartoon
thing.
show, he wasn't. He had a normal.
I always whenever I read the comics, I always just pictured like a stern voice.
Yeah.
I never really focused on it being British.
I relate everything to the '90s X-Men show when I
it's
think of
kind of like where it
X-Men,
started the whole.
and he didn't have a British
British
accent.
accent.
See, I really liked the original X-Men cartoon, but I love X-Men Evolution.
Oh,
Like I love X-Men Evolution,
It was
man.
great.
It was so good.
Oh,
you got them.
the other cartoon.
Yeah, where
the
the
early
2003.
2000s. Yeah.
And then you
Were
got them because like I was when that was coming out, I was in like middle school. So it's like them in like high school or whatever, and like their everyday teenage problems
You
and
had
stuff like that.
Quicksilver,
Yeah, dude, it was
They all
so
had, like,
good,
They all
man.
had like Quicksilver and what's her name? His sister.
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
You had the Blob.
Yeah, you had Mystique as their principal.
You had the you had the Blob. You had the
Avalanche.
Avalanche. You
Yep.
had the guy that does fire.
Pyro.
And then you had the frog guy. I can't think of his name now.
Toad.
Toad.
Yep.
So.
When Picard shows up on the set, you let him be British.
It's just
I don't think they ever. Honestly, to be honest with the comics themselves, I don't think
Yeah,
they ever
but
said he had an
I'm
English accent.
drawing a blank. I think he is European.
But you would know more better than I would.
I think he is European because I'm drawing like my mind's going to like referring to like when he was in like talking about like when he used to be in class reading his teacher's lines and stuff.
Mhm.
It's something in my head is like saying like the whatever subject they were learning or like something they were talking about is telling me that they were European, but I don't know for sure.
Thanks, Molly.
Yeah.
Does you want to? I mean, you could just search it up. Good old Google, right?
You. Professor.
Because I'm pretty sure he's. I don't know.
How much? I wonder how much the whole.
And I'm thinking about his brother. Like I'm thinking about.
Look at that one. He has a cat on his.
His middle name is Francis.
Zach, you can go as Professor X or Halloween, bro. You can have your cat.
Yo.
That'd be awesome.
Use your power.
Use your
Gene.
power, Jane.
Let's see. What did it say? History and comics. Paraplegic.
You just laugh at that?
No.
Paralyzed? Are you kidding me?
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. No, I wasn't laughing at that actually.
Oh man.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
God.
Doesn't really say.
Is there a history section of him though? Like.
It's down here at the bottom.
Maybe if we yell at the computer, hey, was he British?
I want to say he.
God, look at his bulbous head right there.
You're super smart, man. Exceptional.
I've egged you, Batman.
Born in New York.
Yeah, New York City.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, and then it says
went to Oxford, London.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, Oxford
Okay,
University,
okay.
because I remember he went to
Yeah.
overseas,
So
but
he
I
was-
couldn't
he
remember
was
that.
American then.
Born in New
Yeah.
York.
That's what I'm saying. The school. That what I said. School.
Born in the USA. It's like he puts on, he dons on like a American flag bandana. Starts
We just
singing.
go to Coachella or something.
He rolls in on his wheelchair.
Because Juggernaut is definitely not British. Richard says he would win in a fight, Terminator or Predator.
Ooh, I would say Terminator,
I'd have to say Terminator too.
because
Let's keep on coming.
yeah, I mean unless the
Because like a Predator's not dealing with inorganic metal.
yeah, but what if the
Those are-
Predator? He could probably destroy the Terminator with his technology.
The laser Nah, I
No?
think I would want to say Terminators are more advanced than anything Predators have.
Yeah. That would be interesting though. That'd be a cool movie.
That would
That'd be a cool movie.
I wonder if that guy that my wife knows, his name's Trent. He does all these
South Africa.
like battles. I
Mhm.
wonder if he's ever done Terminator versus.
You looking it up?
Yeah. Someone somewhere had to have done that one. Yeah.
Terminator vs Predator.
Because I remember this comic book
Fight.
one, Aliens versus Predator versus the Terminator. I remember
nice.
that. Yeah.
Oh, was it cool?
I don't really like reading
You know what's
those type
funny?
of things, really.
I was at Epic picking up some comics, and this guy just randomly comes in, and the comic he goes and picks up is Aliens.
Yeah, no, I was there.
You were
yeah,
there,
I
that's
was
right.
there. Yeah, and
When
after,
we left, we're
after
like-
he left, me and Al, like I kind of was just like, yo, like no offense to anybody, but I just don't get. I will never understand
Alien
who
comics?
buys alien comics. Like I just don't get it. Like I don't know. That's just a different type of person.
I just buy them for the covers. That's it. I bought one at MegaCon one time because I liked the cover. I didn't really open it
Yeah, yeah.
to look
I
at it.
agree. My only counterpoint is that Predator couldn't be found as easily, and Predator can climb around and hide. I mean, a
Yeah,
Terminator.
but the Terminator
It
has
kind
that
of delays the
technology.
inevitable.
Yeah, and I feel like it does delay the inevitable, and I feel like the Terminator could definitely see.
Yeah, he has
see-
infrared. and
yeah,
shit
he has
that.
like heat. Yeah, he has all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure he could easily
Yeah,
find
why not?
the Predator.
All right.
All right,
I
well,
think that about does it for today. We went a little over, but had a good time doing
12
it.
Yeah.
minutes. It's not.
12 minutes
it's,
over.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That's good.
thanks
Good
guys.
stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for chilling with us, guys.
Another fresh
Thank-
cup.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Boom.
We'll see you guys next Friday.
As Zach stumbles.
Stumbling to the camera.